会話は Google 翻訳を介して読み上げられたため、完全に正確ではない可能性があります。あらかじめご了承ください。
Simple Match Brand はペーパービュースペシャルトーナメントを含む日本のプロレスの全てを少しのもて紹介します。最初に紹介されるのは Insanity Works Incorporated お台本である彼は Women's Youth Wrestling とインディフォースポッドキャストのメンバーです。プロレスを明かせてケイシーガリガー一緒に紹介してるのはオルドスプロレスプレスの鉄人ジャルデンセレスファイアーロードクーゾン国の大王ウィメンスユースプレスリングの一員キュレイカファイアーロードクーゾンそして最後にご主人様シンプルなブランドを持つ男 FTW プロダクションズおよびメテホービッションネットワークモリビバスアバメディアの代表彼はレアメンのカレーであり最高の司会者です。そしてそれはシンプルブラケットリー
警告、挑戦者が近づいています。新たな敵が現れた。
It is once again that time of the year when we test everybody's resolve, resilience, fighting spirit to the highest degree as we determine who is better than the rest, above all else, the absolute best. Who is grade 1? As for the 33rd time, we bring you our simple bracketology for G1 Climax 33, where all will be born in the ring. Gentlemen, let's freaking go. Hello, everybody. Konnichiwa. Welcome, everybody, once again to truly what is always an annual, simple, exclusive production. Simple bracketology for G1 Climax. You know what this is, for I'm the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the jam man, and my name is Noah Foster. And with me, of course, are my friends in pro wrestling of all sorts. We got, of course, Kuzon. We got the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher. And joining the fray for the first time, it is Zero. Gentlemen, welcome to Simple Bracketology for G1 Climax. Casey, I'll start with you as always. You and I, we kind of started this a few years ago and been rolling with it ever since, and we've seen how this has grown now. Kind of fitting we have 4 people considering the layout of this year's field. Also, congratulations overcoming the challenges that have faced your strong spirit. Good to know you are in so much better graces. How you feeling, my friend, about this year's G1 Climax?
Whoo, doggy. Whew. They say all is revealed at the 33rd degree, and the degree of competition this year is going to be off the damn charts. It's G1 Climax time once again, baby. Wrestling competition born in the ring. Pure, simple, and hard-hitting action. Let's rock.
Yeah, simply put. And, of course, who's lately been a part of the fun with me, of course, always ignites the conversation on AEW Spark. His name is much more than just implies, got much more value. It is, in this case, the username is Bisexual Thug with a simple brand. Go with it. Zero, how are you feeling about this year's G1 Climax? And welcome to Simple Bracketology for the first time.
What's bracking, y'all? So, like, one thing I would say is that this G1 Climax is about to be fucking not even unpredictable. It's just because I don't know how to actually describe this whole fucking G1, because there's a fucking lot of names that could win. You got and I want to say this. Congratulations to Soji, Rin, and Shooter for now becoming the Three Musketeers.
of this era, yeah.
of this
The
era.
Reiwa era.
So yeah. So like I would love to have at least one of them winning because why not? Then having Okada win for probably the fifth or fourth time. So
It would be fifth time if he wins.
It would be
this time.
fifth. We'll definitely talk more about that here in a moment, as he right now holds the most wins in G1 Climax history, second to one Masahiro Chono, who won the very first one back in 1991 when it became G1 Climax after it changed from the World League, which of course was held down by Antonio Inoki, who, get this, had 10 freaking wins dating all the way back to 1974 when the first World League actually began, 2 years after this company's existence.
That's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Inoki
Inoki is just full of himself at times, but yeah.
Fair enough. And also, of course, joining the fray, apparently it's Michael's husband. He's been dealing with the Yakuza. He's been checking out the streets of Tokyo. You know, because you follow him on Twitch. Kuzon, good to see you. I haven't seen you since our Wrestle Kingdom and Dream Kingdom coverage. Welcome back.
Yeah, and I'm apparently a completely different person according to that intro video. What?
Yeah, right.
Just sorry. No, I got to talk about that.
Go for it.
That's not me. I don't know where. Okay, so the producer of this show who created that intro,
everybody,
Mr. Hebert, yeah. I don't know what he was. I'm not okay. I'm not pyro-cynical. Like this is not my setup. Like this is not what my setup looks like. You know. Oh yeah, I made Cruelty Squad. I made that recent Cruelty Squad video, guys. Yeah. Why?
That is crazy.
Hey, he used what he had on hand, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe he wanted to trigger you like he is now.
All right, cool. Yeah, awesome, fantastic.
It's like saying all of you British fools like just look alike. You're just pale. You have blonde hair.
Yeah, local bing bag child. You know.
Yeah.
School
assembly arguments.
I mean, yeah. Say the same thing about Japanese people, to be fair, and they're
a bin bag child.
1.3 billion in one area. So I mean,
no, it's cool to be back on.
Population control.
I mean,
I'm happy to be back on. Yeah, it's cool.
I mean,
a lot's happened.
I mean, if you want to say how like Japanese people see each other, go watch that Giant Baba movie. Me, Kuzon, and Michael X watched the fucking Giant Baba anime movie.
I don't think we streamed that actually.
You should do like a reaction type video to that.
Yeah. But sorry, to give context, I do watch parties with the lads. Melsa Monday. It's a good time. It's on every Monday. It's literally just us just watching the show, and it's awesome when people come in and like say hello, because I'm able to show stuff that, because a lot of the issues that like happen, a lot of the issues that are happening with wrestling now is that everyone just looks at Western wrestling, and New Japan seems to be treated like yeah, it's kind of like it's lesser than the rest of it, or it's old, or like, you know, it's done, you know, or we can't understand Japanese, so therefore we don't want to watch that, you know.
I think that's a fair consensus, though.
It's a very tunnel vision mindset to have, and like when you have stuff like the G1, like when people look at these brackets, they just go, "What is this?" You know, and I can't blame them. Like, this bracket is disgusting. Like, it's so busy.
More busy than last year, if that tells you anything. What had 28 last year, you got 32 this year.
Yeah, like, what's going on there?
I don't know. I really thought that the 4-block thing was just a one-up, but I guess they really wanted to bring more inclusion outside of Japan. It does maybe wonder why you didn't get somebody from all Japan, but you got Pro Wrestling Noah, you got AEW involved.
Yeah, why didn't they bring like my fucking boy, like a Kento Miyahara, and I call him Wolf Boy because
fair enough.
What?
His name is Hokato Omori. He is currently apparently from what I've been watching, Minoru Suzuki just taking him under his wing, so that should be saying a lot.
Former campaign Grace, Castanina Ray. Member of
And y'all are talking about all Japan standouts. I got one for you.
What's up?
Where the hell is Joe Doring in all of this?
Isn't he still fighting, what you
Hokuto,
just recently claimed victory over, the Big C? At least that's what I thought, because I know that's why he also was, out from Impact Wrestling. I think literally after last year's Against All Odds. JJ, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Please support Cast 18 Studios, folks, and stay tuned for our double watch along here.
Stop.
But yeah, I mean, again, there you go.
That's his name.
Omori. There it is.
Yeah.
I got it there. Yeah, and it is one of those things where it's like, you look at this year, you talk about the All Together show, for example, that have Pro Wrestling Noah, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and All Japan Pro Wrestling. We've seen the collaboration with these three companies really heavily be involved here. We saw Freedom involved most recently at the Independence Day pay-per-view. Shout out, by the way, to Julia Mundo. Yep. And Crazy Monkey, indeed. Jesus. Freaking butchering. Keyword butchering. John Moxley. And we saw, of course, the Freedom promotion involved there. So we had Final Death with us, Brown John Moxley. Congratulations to Julia becoming the second ever NWW Strong Women's Champion, beating Willow Nightingale. Donna Del Mundo now has the keys to the world. I hope we get Thekla in some way, in some capacity. And then, of course, Eddie Kingston beat Kenta and became the NWW Strong Openweight champion. Congratulations to him. A huge milestone for him.
My boy.
Big tears for Kingston.
Man, that King, man.
That embrace of him and Homicide and the post-match promo that wasn't even about him or that title, but literally inspiring Mark Briscoe. Go and follow in your brother's footsteps. Build off that Legacy Briscoe name. And he encouraged Mark Briscoe, where now it's official. Mark Briscoe will challenge Claudio Castagnoli for Ring of Honor World Championship at Death Before Dishonor.
And Claudio was like, "You're not ready."
Yeah, Kenta's over here like, what the hell is this? Like, that's my belt. What? I'm still here. What do you mean?
He's got the Defy Championship. I mean,
no, dude.
Oh, man. But yeah, that being said, without further ado, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get right into it. So for those that don't know, the G1 Climax is, yes, sir.
Let me take my mask before I go rogue in this fucking bitch.
This is gonna be
disgusting. You know what? Do you.
Gonna be disgusting.
For those that don't know, the tournament breakdown goes like this. It is a round-robin tournament of 4 blocks of 8 this year. A block, B block, C block, and D block. And they will meet each other, of course, in round-robin action over the period of the next month. And after that, we will have eliminations through quarterfinals and semifinals with intertwined block action. Allow me to give you a bit more of a demonstration here. All of these days right here are standalone block action. A block, C block, D block, B block. And you will see the dates as you see above. The first date, of course, officially this thing kicks off July 15th. And once we get towards the end, we will determine the winners of each block. Not just the top winner, but the second seed. Because the top 2 of each block will then move on to the quarterfinals to face off against other representatives of the other blocks. It will be the winner, top seed of the A block versus the second seed of C block and vice versa. And the winner of those 4 matches, August 10th, will then face each other in the semifinals to determine our final 2 for this year's G1 Climax that will culminate at Ryogoku Sumo Hall, August 13th. We will see who truly will be born in the ring as this year's G1 Climax champion. And of course, these blocks. Yes, sir. Or excuse me. Yeah, Kuzon.
Is that AJ Styles in this picture, by the way?
Yes, it is. I picked
that one. That's amazing.
I had to. Come on, it's a throwback. I've been literally watching all the G1 Climax.
That's like S tier for New Japan at that time as well. You know?
Oh yeah. It was a crazy time. I still go out there though and say that Tanahashi versus Bushi with Shibata and Omega in their respective corners is still probably one of my all-time favorite G1 Climax finales with the highest degree of emotion and audience investment. But that's just me.
I don't mean to interrupt, but like that, all those panels, that's disgusting. Like the amount of dates that they're doing and the amount of matches for each show, that's gross. Like there are so many. Like this is
Yeah.
putting the whole roster. Like this isn't even the whole roster.
God
This is putting
damn.
all these guys through a lot. Like, and
Yep.
that's like something that's commonly talked about with the G1 is like these are like career shortening tournaments.
Yeah, it takes a different breed to even choose to go through this once, let alone go through it a consecutive amount of times like some people have, particularly in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That probably goes to the testament of this tournament, the fact that there only has been one Westerner, if you want to call it that, that's actually won the damn thing outside of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that's
Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Gaijin, you know?
Exactly. What's to say? Exactly. And to also go along with that, as we know, there are points based off decision. You win via countout, submission, or pinfall. Inside the ring, you get 2 points. A draw gives each individual 1 point. No contest. And basically, you lose, you get nothing. But also, to keep in mind, they're making it even more intense this year, Kuzon, because usually those basic G1 matches have 30 minutes. Every match this year up to, I imagine, the quarterfinals is 20 minutes. So it's even going to be moving faster than before.
I'm okay with that because that's less time on these guys' bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's
a
my
lot.
takeaway from that.
Yeah, that's a lot less like hindrance on what they will have to go through.
You were thinking they were going to do the standard 30-minute timer, weren't you?
It's not even that though. It's like, look at these like dates. Like this goes through, like if you add it up properly, it's a whole month, if not over a month.
Just a little bit under a month, actually.
Wait.
July 15th, and then the final is August 13th. Just under a month.
That's still a lot of time. Like,
yeah.
I don't mean to get caught up on this point. It's just like it's something that it never gets talked about.
That a first-time, viewer or somebody that might be curious might want to consider as well, and might even think themselves, Kuzon. So I think that you do have a very valid case here. And of course, summer is the season of tournaments. We of course are talking about the G1 Climax, but of course, Pro Wrestling Noah has M1 victory where Kazuhiko Nakajima will be defending, of course, his crown winning it last year. Kazuchika Okada will defend his crown this year in the G1. And Julia, who is now the NWW Strong Women's Champion, will defend her crown, of course, this year in the 5-Star Grand Prix in Stardom. And Dragon Gate even has their own tournament going on as well. It's the summer of tournaments in pro wrestling. Colin, good to see you. But again, Kuzon, it's like you said, it's an endurance. It's literally a test of endurance. Go follow them, folks, for some prime cuts. So all your points are very valid. I mean, Casey, Zero, I know that Zero wants to tear into this a different way, and we'll probably start getting into that when we look at the blocks. But Casey, do you have any thoughts regarding this year's format, the dates, and the span for that matter?
Y'all thought last year was nuts? This year is going to be downright chaotic.
And the audience will be 100% heard. Keep in mind, guys, this is the first time in 3 years that the audience will fully be audible, which is even going to add more to the G1 Climax. When you consider how much their investment, let's just call it is, it empowers the athletes that do this for a living in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And you were talking about it adds even more. I would specifically say that it adds back something that has been sorely missed over the past 3 years.
Absolutely agree. All right. Well, Zero, I don't know if you have anything regarding the format versus participants, but if you don't, we'll go ahead and get right into our first block.
All right. So the thing is, now that we got audience literally just start speaking now.
Yes.
For those who played Wrestle Kingdom, like 1 or 2, there is a little HUD in between the 2 HUDs of your wrestler. That is basically the audience, and they get hotter and hotter and hotter so that when they get peak, both wrestlers' momentum starting to increase a little bit more faster. So now that we got audience, this G1 is going to be, I love T. This test G1 is actually going to be pretty better, because now audience could cheer, give the wrestler some little bit of spirit, and maybe a what's it called? Um fuck. It was in a directing momentum shift.
There you go.
So yeah,
I believe it's called the voltage system.
yeah. For a wrestler kingdom, just called the voltage uh, s- system. So yeah, but hey, but I do want to stress this. Part of me
Go ahead.
feels like Okada is going to win again, and I'm not going to be too fucking thrilled about that because
Hey,
he's the only.
just going right into it. Spoiler, folks.
I'm sorry, bro, but Okada doesn't need to win again. Please, no.
But
But
you're the one that's
anyways,
wishing into existence before it even
I know, because if you look at everybody in each block, there's not really a predictable or like a actual good winner. People wanted Zack Sabre Jr. to win. He's not winning the fucking belt anytime soon.
This
Yeah,
is what the HUD looks like, by the way, just to give some context.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, it's like looking in the blocks. I'm like, oh, Kyle's gonna fucking win his knee. I'm gonna be crying. But yeah. Let's get right into it, shall we?
All right, fair enough. I mean, while you already are playing a bittersweet symphony, maybe talking about the other participants and the type of matches that could be the takeaway here could actually raise your spirits, because also the G1's not about necessarily who is grade 1, but those that show the strongest heart, the strongest fighting spirit. And of course, we have all-time greats here involved in this. We got those that become sentimental favorites and have also surprised us with upsets in the past and shock us, which is why they've also been involved despite the fact they have not won. And the list of winners, again, it is very small, like you said. Besides Kenny Omega being the only non-New Japan talent to win this thing, you basically have Nagata, Tanahashi, Okada, Naito,
boy.
Tenzin, and of course, Shono, among a few others. But let's go ahead and get right into the block. So let's start off with the A block here. And folks, here's your A block. The A block consists of the following: our current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Sonata.
And it's
Rep next
about
to
damn
Umino.
time.
Right? Yeah, I can talk about that later. Rep next, Shota Umino, the son of Strong Style, Ren Narita, recently made his
Bada
return to
Spun.
Japan for wrestling, Yota Tsuji, Young Gun
They had the
Hikuleo,
table.
Gabriel Kidd, Chase Owens, and Pro Wrestling Noah's former GHC Heavyweight Champion, Kaito Kiyomiya. So when I look at this block, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and shout out to NW972.com for some of the details here and also their outlook. Go and check out that site, folks. They call this block the youth block, and I feel there's a lot of truth to that when you consider you got a lot of debuts in this block, and you got a lot of first-time experience. And when you look at Sonata, he kind of is leading this along with Kaito Kiyomiya, but I feel that Kaito and Sonata is going to be very pinnacle for this block, considering Kaito just lost his title, of course, to good-looking
Jake
guys,
Lee.
whatever they're calling in Pro Wrestling Noah, Jake Lee.
Yeah.
So that being said, Casey, you and I always usually kick this thing off. So let's get your thoughts initially about the A block. Who do you think is going to be your standout performer here, and what's your overall thoughts about this A block as far as the selection?
Well, Sonata, for all his recent momentum explosion, for which again we have been waiting years for this guy to get this belt.
He called himself the New Hope, and finally Hope was found at Sakura Genesis.
Yes. And not gonna lie, I cried. I'm looking, so for all his recent momentum explosion, Sonata doesn't exactly have the most decorated history in the G1. He is usually the guy that will perform well, but you're not exactly looking for him to make the finals. And the one time he did, he fell to Kota Ibushi.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the big four that I'm looking at here are Shooter Shota Umino, Ren Narita, Yota Tsuji, and, well, Chase Owens.
For life. Crown Jewel. All right. Well, again, we look at Yota Tsuji. He previously faced Sonata for the title at Dominion in his return match from Mexico and from Rev Pro and Excursion, and now part of Los Ganables de Japón. Took Sonata pretty far. Shota Umino Roughneck, of course, was under the learning tree of Death Rider John Matzi, but now, Zero, he's been learning moves from the best G1 Climax performer of all time, Masahiro Chono, who is now passed down to him, the STF. And we know that Shota Umino needs another move in his arsenal after falling short against Zack Sabre Jr. using the Death Rider twice back at Sakura Jans for the WWE World Television Championship. With Shota Umino and Ren Narita being two of the three musketeers in this day and age for New Japan Pro Wrestling, I do feel like expectations are set pretty high for Roughneck particularly. But what's your thoughts on this block, Zero?
Chase is a fucking loser, bro. I mean, he's not going to be in the fucking top four, in my opinion. He might do good, but this nigga is just a straight up like. I'm surprised they kept his fucking package power driver like strong because nobody ever kicked out of it apparently, which is fucking crazy.
Right.
But I think I'm shooting for Kaito just because. That's basically my whole thing. Just because I want Kaito to probably do good, fight Okada and whoop his sorry ass. But out of everybody in the block, Sonata's gonna do good. He's probably gonna be in the top four because he's champion, of course, and somebody's gonna pin Sonata because the champion has to be in the tournament because it also dictates who's the next challenger before Wrestle Kingdom. So who's gonna pin Sonata? I would say Ren Narita, Shota, and Yota Tsuji.
Wow.
Yeah,
because
gonna get 3 losses in this thing.
You basically just said it all for me, Zero.
Yeah, because or we got fun with this. We get a Gabriel Kidd, the fucking loser. So basically, he's not going to win a match because at this point, Bullet Club is just
war dogs. They're war dogs.
No, they're not. They fucking guppies. What are you talking about?
That's just what the marketing seems to be when it comes to them. And truth be told, all 4 War Dogs did win gold at Independence
Bruh,
Day.
New Japan owes me royalties because one of my fucking cars' nickname is the War Dog. They stole that shit from me, bro. They owe me him and Noah. Look at me. Him and your fucking young boy, Josh. He also owes me royalties because he took my fucking he stole my gimmick, changing my fucking name. He still owes me royalties.
Does it all the time. He loves stealing gimmicks,
Tell your young boy to give me my fucking royalties, bro.
All right. Well, you can always ping out to him on Open Mic Night regarding that. Stay tuned for that, folks. But anyway, continue.
I'm gonna fuck with him on Open Mic Night. But yeah, so like Chase and Gabriel is not going to the they're not going to go to the semifinals because especially Gabriel Kidd because to BC is now to kindergarten, so playing with Nerf guns. So yeah, and for Hikuleo, so for a Ren Narita, right? So Ren's gonna do good. PK Shibata's son is gonna do good. I don't really know how many points. John Moxley's kidnapped victim Shota is he's gonna do good, I guess. So the guy who smiles that fucking scares me, but he's also sexy as a motherfucker. Yota Tsuji, he's gonna do good. 450 fucking a Phoenix Star plus 630 Gaijin and Sonata is gonna he's probably gonna eat some pins. Kaito better pin him because lol. I could Shooter he better pin him because of lol. Ren I don't know. Tsuji, I need to watch him more. But the one match I am excited for in this whole block is Sonata versus Sonata.
The Sonata beats himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Well, that was quite an eloquent breakdown there. And to go with your point there, you are right because again, the champion is dictating or trying to dictate his destiny heading into Wrestle Kingdom, where if he wins, he gets to choose his opponent. But you gotta imagine if anyone, of course, beats him in this block, they have the right to challenge him for the title at some point up to Wrestle Kingdom. And we've seen that many times in the past. We also have seen people, though, literally go pretty much through their whole block with maybe only one loss this close to winning their block. So, again, I think that Sonata and Kaito Kiyomiya have the highest expectations based on their young pedigree so far. Literally students following Keiji Muto, who is now retired. And, of course, Kaito Kiyomiya, former GAC heavyweight champion. Sonata right now, yeah, he doesn't have the strongest win-loss record in the G1, but he goes in as champion, so that adds a whole new level of confidence. And ever since he's reset himself and became part of what now is just 5 guys, he hasn't lost a match yet. So, Kuzon, I know you've been out of the loop here for a bit, but you know how the G1 works to a degree. We got, of course, our world champion that everybody wants to go after. But you got Kaito Kiyomiya, who's a former world champion for Pro Wrestling Noah. And you also got upstarts here when you consider that pretty much 5 people in this block, they're making their G1 Climax debut. So what's your take on this block?
Yeah, this is like gross. I keep saying that like
yeah, it's like a training. It's like, dude, would you call it a training ground of sorts? You would think at this point.
It's a young boy block. What you talking about?
Why would you? Why would you?
I don't know why they put all the debuts almost kind of in one block. I did find that kind of
why?
But the champion nonetheless.
Yeah, it feels like this has been meticulously put together to make
Maybe
it
they
the
want to
least...
come down to Kaito versus Sonata. I don't know.
I really like Kaito as well. I really like the scenarios that's going on between him and Kazuchika Okada. Okada's never looked more interesting than when he's like healing out on Pro Wrestling Noah. So to have a Pro Wrestling Noah guy in there with Kaito, it adds a lot of interest, you know? But like, why are you putting him right in the same block with Sonata? Like, it doesn't, like, these guys should be as far away as possible, and you should have Kaito in a situation where he is able to face Okada. Now, you could argue,
could happen,
like,
based on the way they're playing out the semifinals, but continue.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. And I wouldn't put it past, like, New Japan to do that. But, like, I'm not gonna watch anything from the A block other than Kaito. You know, I don't want... Like, I like Shota. I think Shota is doing a lot. Even to this day, he's just improved, like, so much. And he's come to his own, like, for, like, so many different reasons. Hikuleo, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the progression is because I don't know what's going on with Tama Tonga or Tonga Loa. You know,
Tonga Loa is back from injury, so he'll be part of the G1 in a different block. Tama Tonga is coming back after being bludgeoned by David Finlay and losing the Never Openweight Championship. So that pretty much catches you up to speed.
It's so wrong, dude. Yeah, but like,
don't get me started with that title.
I don't unless you're just a big fan of New Japan, I wouldn't put it past anyone to just skip this. Like, skip this whole block, you know? And just wait.
I mean, like you said, there's at least 4 names, or 3 names according to you that might be, you know, I mean, because again, you're going to have Sonata versus Kaito, you got Shota versus Kaito, you got Shota versus Sonata, you got Yoda versus Sonata running it back from Dominion, and if Yoda wins, boom, there's a rematch for him for the title. Yota literally invaded Pro Wrestling Noah recently and kind of got in Kaito's face. So people have been looking forward towards that match coming ahead. And Ren Narita and Shota Umino, they are 2 of the 3 Musketeers this generation. Both have kind of carved their own path. Ren Narita came this close to winning the television championship at Wrestle Kingdom. And, of course, 1/3 of Strong Style. And both Ren Narita and Shota Umino have tried to basically buck up to Okada. So, again, when I look at this block, I understand where y'all are coming from. There's at least 5 names that I'm definitely looking at here. Then you got the other 3.
And there's one more thing that we have to take into consideration.
Go for it.
Post G, well, this is for post G1, but post Dominion, I seem to remember something about Sonata potentially naming Taichi as his next challenger.
Yep. How far those two go back? And of course, Taiji's the current KLPW champ. By the way, sub tangent. Kuzon, did you catch up on KLPW? Did you look at the history of that title?
Yeah, I did actually. Like, that's just. Oh.
I warned you.
It's like watching BJW. Like a while. Like it's like watching like a whole train wreck. And I'm not saying, I don't mean that in like it's bad. I mean, I'm watching it and struggling to kind of stick with what's going on, you know, with the title itself. Because I blasted through like kind of all of what had gone on up until that point.
That's fair.
So it's weird. It's very not new. It feels very it feels very DDT-esque.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, it feels very DDT-esque. Like it's something I would watch on Wrestle Universe. You know? That's the kind of vibe I get from that.
That's fair. So, yeah, as far as the most pinnacle match, I think, for this block, for me, I got to go with Kata Kiyomiya versus Sonata, because I could honestly see that being the determiner of this block, and maybe that does lead towards potentially Kaito and Okada re-encounter, because someone tells me Kaito's not done with the Rainmaker yet, and won't be till he beats him.
Why is Chase Owens in this?
Because he's been involved in 2 previous G1 climaxes.
But no one cares about Chase Owens.
Yeah, Crown Jewel apparently lost value. I don't know, actually. It is kind of random considering he's kind of been MIA most of this year. So, I mean.
Even during Bullet Club's, like, heyday, like, during...
Jay White or Kenny Omega?
No, like, Kenny Omega. Like, during the beginning of, like, Kenny Omega's reign and then going into... Jay White's run. No. Like, no, I don't need to see any more Chase Owens. Like, I have plans to one day go to Japan during the month of Wrestle Kingdom. I want to go around and watch as much wrestling as I can. I want to watch Freedom. I want to watch Stardom. You know, I want to go and watch all of these shows. I'm not going to watch a opening matches for Chase Owens. Like, I don't want to see it. You know, I don't want to sit there live and watch that. I understand when you're sitting in the comfort of your own home, you know, like it doesn't really affect that much. You can just do whatever. But people actually sitting there and watching this live, it's a waste of time. I don't get it.
It's like, you know, you're there for a certain reason, and while there will be consecutive days of just a single block action, I do think people more so will watch the A block for Kaito, Sonata, Shota, Tsuji, and even for that matter, Narita, especially what Narita's been proven this year particularly. So, as far as top 2, though, I got to go with Sonata. He's the freaking champion, and Kaito would be a surprise, but it wouldn't surprise me if Shota is the runner-up for this block, personally. So, that's my take.
And I can probably agree with your match to watch out for as far as A block goes, but I'm going to pick Shota versus Tsuji as a sleeper hit.
Ooh, that's a good one, too. Especially they also face Char while they were
You
young
know,
lions at this point.
You know what would be really interesting to see? Kaito versus Shota. That'd be a fun little colorful match because of their fucking gear, and I love it.
Fair enough. Again,
well, stick around. We're going to get it.
And you're going to see it. But, yeah, that's the A block. So we'll see what happens. But the 2 I'm looking forward to seeing advance to the quarterfinals here, Sonata and Shota. So we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the B block now. And it really doesn't have a distinction or a name, but you might come up with something once you see the field here, because Zero's Worst Nightmare is part of this, and everyone's got to climb that mountain. Here's your B block, folks. Kazuchika Okada, Taiji, Great Okan, Tonga Loa, Kenta, Yoshihashi, ELP, and Will Ospreay.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
What are you seeing a parent for?
Like,
Go ahead,
like,
Zero. Go ahead and talk about this
yo,
block.
it's like,
It's like main eventers and people they're gonna beat,
yeah, like for
and
real.
they're in those exact positions. As well.
Yes, like looking back at the fucking blocks, I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern. Like fucking Yoshihashi is not winning shit, bro. That
El
nigga is not
Phantasmo
winning
isn't winning
shit.
anything either.
He might win one or two
The
matches.
reason ELP is probably in this because he beat Shingo Takagi last year in his G1 debut and moved from junior heavyweight to heavyweight.
I mean, good for him, but like, you know, like
Tonga Loa is not winning shit. Taichi's not winning shit.
Tonga Loa should go far. Like Tonga Loa should like be facing all of his like previous Bullet Club members and beating them all, and then losing against like Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada.
It's amazing how many singles matches Tonga Loa has actually been involved in his career. I think it's still like one figure amount.
Like singles matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see Tonga Loa do a lot more singles matches, actually. It'd be nice to see how he fares in singles matches.
Yeah. We've seen how far Tama Tonga come to the point that he literally faced Okada in the semifinals of last year's G1.
He's not fooling anyone. He's in chaos. He ain't fooling me. He's definitely in chaos.
He's in chaos. He's not in Holstein.
Look at you, bro. You're wearing red and yellow. What do you mean?
But like,
well, that is the emblem. To be fair,
but like, here's what we got, right? Great Khan, he's not winning the fucking block. Like he's gonna do good because I like that man. I kind of like Great Khan. He's a goofy motherfucker.
Unique style, to say the least.
He's a goofy motherfucker. Like I'm outside the ring. I love that motherfucker.
Still, by the way, the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion,
King of the Brits, baby.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Great Khan is the current Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, man, he's the king of your country, bro. All hail.
All hail.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Like
that's your boy, bro.
Like, it's so weird, like because like I'm the champion of like
country I've never even been to.
Yeah, it's like I've never ever even stepped foot in England. It's like, what do you mean, bro?
I'm
the king of Portsmouth. Like, no, like that's so weird.
But like Kenta, I want Kenta to do good. I really like Kenta.
I think Kenta's gonna do well because he's just lost that against Eddie Kingston. This is probably him having to drop the weight of that title and him moving up now.
Yeah, because I really want to see fucking Pro Wrestling Noah Kenta again. That shit, he was a demon.
Thank you. People forgot about that. Thank you.
He was a demon, especially when he was going up against Marufuji. He was a demon. But like,
imagine if Marufuji was in this block.
I'm gonna blow my fucking load, bro.
Right. We me and Zero, we watched I think it was supposed to be like a double title match between Pro Wrestling Noah Junior Heavyweight Champion and Kenta and the All Japan Junior Heavyweight Champion. Who was the All Japan?
It was Marufuji. It was Marufuji.
Because that match was like, it was really good, but it went to a time limit draw. Yes. And that was the only issue that I had with that. It's like, well, don't book the match then. But apart from that, the match was a very like fast, high endurance match, and it went on for an hour, and that's for the junior heavyweight championships. So to watch Kenta now, doing what he's doing now, he definitely comes across as like he's older, but he's a lot more experienced and he's a lot more hard hitting, and he can seem to take a lot more in terms of like taking more strikes. So I don't see why Kenta can't go far in the G1. Like
it comes down also to his motivation as well, because you think about Kenta and his history and his track record of injuries and other stuff in and out of even coming back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and joining Bullet Club. There has been, I feel, that period where Kenta kind of has been a bit lackadaisical, for being perfectly honest, and finding the cheap way out sometimes, like for example against Minoru Suzuki. So I do hope to actually see more out of Kenta now that he has dropped the Strong Championship to Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston beat the man. So I do hope to see more from Kenta out of this, but considering who he's going up against, when you think about Taiji, a guy who's always garnered for respect, one of the 4 Black Saints in New Japan Pro Wrestling, wasn't made here but came here and finally has found, favoritism in the fans and in his peers even. Great Khan, who came out of nowhere, came back from excursion and has done nothing but constantly garnered favoritism with the New Japan faithful, even though he's literally going to be facing the Commonwealth Kingpin Will Ospreay that brought him in the first place, which I feel is going to be a very pinnacle match. And then you have Okada, who, again, Okada, New Japan, what more do I need to say? Casey, you have been pretty quiet. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, obviously the 4 names we're looking at are Ospreay, Okada, Khan, and Kenta. But probably the match I'm most looking forward to seeing, believe it or not, is Tonga Loa versus Taichi.
I mean, they have history over the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team titles, and I don't think when they were doing those one-on-ones, it was Tonga Loa versus Taiji. It was Tonga Loa versus Zack Sabre Jr., so I think that would be a first ever one-on-one encounter.
There's 2 potential winners in this block. Will
As there is in
Ospreay.
each block, but you actually see 2 potential winners. Go for it.
It's Will Ospreay and Okada. And maybe
that does seem like the obvious picks.
Yes, maybe to sleeper 3rd place and maybe steal it is Kenta. And I kind of hope one day before he's done, he brings back the piss and shit trunks he used to have back in Noah. That fucking ugly ass damn trunks, bro.
I remember those trunks.
It's ugly as shit, but it's iconic. That's the thing.
Right. I think Taiji, though, again, dark horse here. Taiji Okada, they of course had their fall at one point back at the New Beginning. Taiji literally was the catapult to Ospreay, picking himself back up after what happened to him at Wrestle Kingdom this past year, for those that remember. And ELP and Kenta, Bullet Club versus former Bullet Club, no love lost there. So again, there are a couple ways I can see this, but also think about this. Will Ospreay is the new IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. He's going in here with a ton of momentum. Kazuchika Okada might be going in here with a bad arm, losing to Bryan Danielson at Forbidden Door. They're running Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika Okada, which was last year's finals. Is this where Will Ospreay finally gets that win? And could that be the decider of this block as far as maybe who's top seed and who's second seed? Because I don't know necessarily if I see Will Ospreay and Okada both winning this. I really could see one of these 2 not being part of the semifinals. I really could.
I want to agree, but I can't because of the way Okada is and how the history has gone over the past couple of years with the G1. Because even when Ospreay has all the momentum, they just don't go with him all the way. He has a lot of success, but since he's lost the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, they've got no interest in putting the belt on him. That's... It sucks to say that, but that's kind of the track record that we're looking at. Because immediately, as soon as he got hurt, they had an interim champion, and you don't need that. He's not even that hurt, And he came back and showed up at the New Japan Strong shows.
Resurgence, yes.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm the champion. I'm still the champion because I showed up way earlier than John Moxley did, and you still kept the belt on him at the time. So why don't I get the same treatment?
Yeah.
I know that's a kayfabe promo and all that, but there's a lot of truth to that. I really want to hope that Ospreay does go all the way, because if Okada isn't the one, and they're probably going to keep going with Okada, it has to be Will Ospreay, because he's kind of the next, at least in my eyes, he's the next face of New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know?
Yeah. So it's a fair take, but also, of course, you got to consider Will Ospreay coming in here with the U.S. title. Someone beats him, they get a chance of that. Imagine Great Khan versus Will Ospreay, the Battle of the Nations for both the Red Pro British Heavyweight and the United States Heavyweight Championship.
I feel like they're gonna tell that story actually with the G1, because Great Khan and Ospreay, while they do the boys are the boys. I've seen all of Ospreay's videos on Twitter and Instagram of them all walking through the red light district, which is kind of crazy.
Of the freaking family.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Good grief.
That boy just living life.
Hey, he's loving it. You know what? Shoot.
I feel like Ospreay's kind of gonna spin, while he does have like his attitude and has his cockiness, which is very, very well done. It seems to be he is a beloved baby face in Japan, but when he shows up in AEW or anywhere in the West, he's a heel.
Yes.
So there seems to be that dynamic kind of going on. I would really like Kazuchika Okada to work some of that heel stuff that he was going on with Pro Wrestling Noah, being the cocky, this is my spot, I am the king, you're not going to take this from me. Why am I not being treated with the respect that I deserve after all these years? He's kind of a prima donna. I don't know if that ever comes across to anyone else. Okada is an absolute prima donna.
Times too, when you disagree with his philosophy.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that some of that comes out. No, I definitely see Kazuchika Okada winning though.
All right, Zero. Do you have maybe a dark horse that you hope maybe becomes the second seed if worst case scenario Okada is the top seed, or are you hoping for maybe a shocking upset? Like, what match do you hope maybe Okada loses, or do you think he literally can run the block here?
All of them. So much.
I want to lose against Yoshihashi. Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
That was the shock of the century there. Okay.
Speaking about Yoshihashi, this man has to be. I remember they was trying to push him, but he failed because he's a fucking loser. Damn. But like this, but Jesus
no love for the headhunter.
Bro, this man just does not come off. Bro, I thought when I first saw him, I was like, oh shoot, he's neat. Then I keep watching it, I'm like, oh shit, he's not. But
well, I mean, it took him 12 years, but he finally achieved gold. So there you go.
Yeah, fucking loser. But like, but if you want to talk about dark horses, I got probably like a few. El Phantasmo, Greater Khan, and Tangaloa. But yeah.
Casey, anything you want to say in conclusion? Do you have like maybe any like shakas that you hope happen here before we move on?
It may be part of his club name, but don't you dare sleep on Kenta.
Well, we'll see what sort of Kenta we get this year in the G1. And again, when you face Okada, you either get the worst of Okada or you get the best out of, his opponent. So we'll see what these 20-minute bouts are. But yeah, the go-to here are definitely Ospreay and Okada. But I'm kind of holding out for Ospreay and Kenta, if I'm being honest with you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next block here. And this block, one word, and I think this article said it perfectly. Impact. Because this is the definition of hard hitting. We got Eddie Kingston, Shingo Takagi, Tomohiro Ishii, David Finlay, Aaron Kanare, evil, Mikey Nichols making his debut, and the returning Tama Tonga. First off, all I gotta say is Shingo versus Ishii, Shingo versus Kingston. Let's fucking go. That's all I gotta say right there. All right.
Yes, give me that match again. That was such a good war.
Put your dick down. You're sounding too excited, bro.
All right, everyone, calm down
Says
here.
you of all people.
I know, right?
What the hell, Zero? Whoa, are we going normal here? What's happening? Anyway, Casey, since you've already seen excited, why don't you go ahead and break down this block and give us your thoughts on who you think your two are to move forward to the quarterfinals, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say Takagi, Ishii, and Kingston are the three I was going to watch the most intently.
There's a reason I put them personally at the top.
Yep. But as far as my dark horse picks, I'm keeping a very close eye on Tama Tonga and David Finlay.
Oh, David Finlay beat Will Ospreay last year, and that really derailed his momentum to the point David Finlay got a chance at the U.S. title. I almost wonder if that match was the point that Bloody Hands Gato was like, this is a guy to watch. And then, of course, Tama Tonga, the former never overweight champion, he made it to the semifinals, humbled the Rainmaker, while Okada got his win back last year after Tama Tonga beat Okada the previous year. Tama Tonga, also the previous neverweight champion, lost the title to David Finlay and was sent off on a stretcher. So I like that a lot, and we know that's coming ahead. All right, Casey, what else is on your mind here, though? Again, Shingo Takagi, Eddie Kingston, first time ever. We know how hard these two can hit. Takagi's got the speed advantage, though. Let's just put it out there.
The one guy I wish was in this block is not here, unfortunately, because we need somebody to be able to play a spoiler for Evil.
Oh, God, yeah, that's true, but he's still the bane of my existence. And, of course, Ishii, who has yet to win the fucking thing, which pisses me off. Still G1 Climax MVP for life, because you don't get a greater fight than against the Stone Pit Bull as Kenny Omega. All right. Zero, what's your thoughts about this block?
This is the Gaijin block, bro.
Simple. Yeah.
Like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gaijins and 3 Japanese, bro. That is crazy. But like, this block might be a sleeper block because first we got so like I said, I'm starting to see a pattern here, like I said before, because the first block is like a block that is basically just like, what the fuck, bro?
The people that are up, the young generation, the upcomers of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Chase Owens is not an upcomer in a young generation.
I said most, not everybody. All right.
Holy shit, bro.
You know what you know who I'm referring to, dude. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I know, bro. Like holy shit, you got fucking.
Still, it's a case of circle what doesn't fit here.
Yes,
yeah, that's fair. Not everything has to, add up, unfortunately.
One of them is not like the other, bro.
Pineapple, orange, grape, wrench.
Yeah, like what the fuck, bro?
Ugh.
But like,
anyway.
so like the first block is just like a block of uppercomers and some people you just don't really fucking care about. Then B block is basically the fucking predictable block because you got 2 motherfuckers who's literally just
on their level.
Yes, compared to everybody else. Then with that, you got this block, which is basically the Gaijin block with like at least a few people you want to see, like Shingo, Eddie, Ishii, Tama. Fuck David Finlay, but
I agree.
But like it's just so fucking like mind-boggling at times. So like this block could be like a sleeper block, but at the same time, it's just like they like 1 or 2 of them is gonna go far and lose and not even win the whole fucking tournament. So it's like it's also it's not a predictable block. Like it's a very unpredictable block, but the outcome after this is gonna be predictable, which is fucking. It sucks dick, bro.
You're just looking at the end game where you see this block being like maybe the block to watch for the performances, but as far as your winner, you don't necessarily see the
you don't got no
winner out of this
fucking
block.
No, which sucks. like I kind of see why I don't really like 4 blocks because back then when it was 2, you don't
A
know
block, B
who's
block.
yeah, you don't know who's actually truly going to win the whole tournament because you got 1 block of just fucking badasses to the other one of just great performers, and you don't know who's actually gonna win. Maybe some years you probably do know who probably gonna win, but it kept it unpredictable.
Right.
But now it's like this motherfucker's not gonna win. This motherfucker is not gonna win. That whole block is definitely a bunch of losers, and it's just like kind of fucking mind-boggling. And I kind of hate it, to be honest with you, because it's not fun no more. Because
I definitely agree with what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I always will take the standard 2-block format, but I guess they couldn't do freaking.
They just have way too many people.
16 in 2 blocks. I guess they just couldn't do that within the time they scheduled for G1 Climax.
It's
Why
like
not just
the
make the
Royal
G1
Rumble.
Climax longer and just do that?
It's like the Royal Rumble. You got a few main offenders who could probably win the whole damn thing, and then a
And
bunch
25
of filler.
others.
Yes, it's just a bunch of jobbers or just mid carders or just straight up filler, which sucks about this tournament because I remember there was like an all-star tournament. Well, because it's not just a bunch of filler, it's a bunch of good fucking guys who could go far.
Yeah,
But
where's Johnny
now,
Ace?
what the fuck? No. Like a prayer is my boy fucking Minoru Suzuki. He ain't winning, but
I was so pissed off when he wasn't announced for this. But after what you told me, it looks like he's just doing his own thing in and out of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He is literally building up my boy Wolf, nigga, bro. Or more.
Suzuki not being in this is probably the best thing for Suzuki.
Yeah, because he's getting fucking old and brittle. So
yeah, it's probably best for him not to be in this.
There's probably a reason why he was going after the 6-man Neverweight Championships versus what he still says the end goal for him, the IWGP World Championship. Considering he's never gotten it.
I hope he wins it and then just loses it, just to say thank you for your whole service. Here's the belt. At least you could say you're a champion.
I still say at Royal Quest, Suzuki should have won.
Yeah, but
anyway,
this block is a sleeper block because you got straight up fucking Eddie Kingston, Takagi, Ishii, my boy Tamatanga, who I still love his performance against JY for the title. I was kind of sad he didn't win the title, but
that close.
And he gave me hope.
Yeah. How far has Tamatanga come?
Yep. And as much as we have spent time talking about just about everybody else in this block, you can't forget about Aaron Henare. He hits like a freaking truck.
Aaron Henare.
He literally surprised everybody his opening day last year, beating, I think, Shingo Takagi to set his
No, that was wait, last year? Sorry, I'm thinking about 2 years ago. Sorry, I'm thinking about 2 years ago.
Oh,
let me tell you something about Aaron Henare, right? When he first walked out with that trench coat,
Weapon X.
Yes, with the fucking glasses, I thought he was modern day Chono, bro. I was like, what the fuck Chono doing here?
Thank you. I knew it wasn't just me.
Why is the Terminator here, bro? What the fuck? I was losing.
Gonna give it to you,
bro. I was losing my everlasting mind.
Did you not see what Shingo and Aaron Henare put each other through in that KLPW Muay Thai Street Fight KLPW Championship match? My God.
That's sweet. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the fucking KLPW thing because it's not because it's too gimmicky, it's just it doesn't fucking feel right. Yeah.
I mean, it started off as a gimmick. Now it's more like a wrestling championship that comes down to a wrestler's own merit. You saw what Taji had to endure to finally take it off Shingo, and both those men were nearly left off for dead.
Yeah, shit, man.
Shingo Takagi made a wrestling championship.
Yeah, which is fucking good because they used to carry this dumbass fucking trophy.
Yeah, don't remind me of that shit. Anyway,
I still wish they'd make that change for the G1 as a whole.
well, considering Kazuchika Okada kind of like eliminated the whole idea of carrying this briefcase and how you, the actual winner, are the champion, the championship itself, and if you want to try, be a part or take my spot in Wrestle Kingdom, just beat me. Why there has to be a briefcase? Since the briefcase has only changed hands once, and has only been the champion has only capitalized on the win in the G1 twice in its history.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, right? Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada, the only people that actually won the G1 and won their follow-up match at Wrestle Kingdom. Everyone else failed.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Well, it's a little bit complicated with one particular person. Kota won the G1.
Yes.
He won both of his matches at Wrestle Kingdom. In between, however,
he was the only one to lose the briefcase. To Jay White.
And the only reason he was even in the spot of the main event at Wrestle Kingdom was because Naito said, "You know what? Let's mix things up."
Of course, because Naito's fucking crazy.
I love Naito, bro.
Tranquilo. All right.
Hasanayo.
So Aaron Inari, I think, definitely is a sleeper performer here, along with Tama Tonga. I do agree about that, but I'm just really curious when it comes to Eddie Kingston and his just resolve and the respect for King's Road and Strong Style. What can we expect from Eddie Kingston here now that he's the strong champion as well? I mean, we know that he could go to war with Ishii. He beat Ishii, all right? The man's literally 1-1 with this guy. We're running back the rubber. Shingo Takagi and Kingston, though, as soon as I heard these two are in the same block, I'm like, I'm excited, but I'm worried for Kingston's well-being.
You know, one thing I would say, though, is that Tama keeps saying this until he does it. Well, until he, finally goes there. I feel like he should have gone to All Japan. Like, cause he's I'm gonna be honest with you, Eddie Kingston, I love him. That's my boy right there. But he is a mark for King's Road. Why not go to All Japan and see how you like it there, or Noah, because Noah technically King's Road, the sequel.
I think Go Shiaki and Nakajima would knock the man out, though. Just saying.
Nakajima would most definitely knock this nigga out, bro. Have you seen his slap at the freaking cyber fight joint?
Yes,
bro?
I did. Good lord.
Poor fucker, bro. But but Eddie Kingston, well, Nakajima did got his receipt by Kento Miyahara, slapped that shit out of him, knocked that man out. That shit was funny as fuck. But yeah, so like I feel like Eddie, I'm worried about Eddie if he's gonna do well or his body's gonna, take it.
That's the thing, his body, considering he's just coming off a hernia surgery.
Yeah, so like,
and has a bad elbow already.
I hope he does well. I hope he does get hurt, because I will hate it if he does a tournament and then end up getting injured. I'm gonna be sad as fuck. I'm gonna cry.
We saw this 2 years ago with Naito. We don't need to see it again.
In the opening, he literally left the G1 after his opening match, courtesy of Zack Sabre Jr.
But I want Eddie to do well, because I love that man, bro. I would love to talk to him. But yeah. Hey, Jack, have you said anything about this block?
Nope. Literally, you guys have been kind of free-forming and talking this and that, and then I've just been kind of rebelling it. But I love everyone's spots, and let's go ahead and get Kuzon's spot. I feel nothing else for helping Kuzon, because for those that don't know, Kuzon, he's catching up. So Kuzon, what's your take on this block?
So I'll take it from the perspective. I'll try and be like smart and think about this from the company's perspective. Eddie Kingston, obviously, as you said, he's just been dealing with like an injury.
So he probably won't win it.
No, he's probably not going to go far.
I'm curious, actually, what match he could win here besides Ishii. What's the man's score going to be?
It probably won't be that much, considering they wouldn't want him to go far, but they don't want to just bury him.
I do hope he gets it. Yeah, I do hope he gets at least 5 or 6 points.
I can see 6 at least.
It's just going to be like a safe bet, They want him to stay at his level. No progression, no negativity, but no going up the ladder for him. Like, you're gonna stay where you are. You're an
Just
AEW guy.
stay in a certain spot.
You're a
level
New
it out.
Japan strong guy. You know, you're fine. Shingo Takagi is always one that they always pick. They always pick him as like a safe bet. Takagi seems to be like always floating around, so I could probably see him winning the block, actually. That doesn't mean that like he's gonna win the whole thing though. He's probably gonna win so that he can probably lose to Kazuchika Okada.
Can we
For
stop
real,
trying to
bro.
put everybody up against Okada? All right.
Well, I
He's
I
the
hate
John
doing
Cena,
that as
bro.
well, but like that's kind of how it's been, you know, and it's disgusting.
Heck
Like-
of it.
Terrible.
Like the thing is that they are making like, yes, he's like kind of on his heel run. He being a dickhead. He's a lot more interesting, but the fact that they're making Okada their version of John Cena, he just cannot fucking lose, bro.
I
Like,
think that's unfair to say.
I mean, he lost to Bryan Danielson. Just
I mean,
saying.
yeah.
He
But, like-
has
And to
well,
Sonata.
that's AEW though. That's also mixing up AEW politics and included into that.
Fair,
like-
but they took the title off him at current Genesis, and Sonata, who Okada's called his rival, finally came to promise.
Like, the thing is the fact they've been making him just be like, when it comes down to big matches, he cannot lose.
Okada is New Japan's golden goose. Like, there's no
Uh-huh.
disputing that.
I will not argue that.
Like, that's just how it is. You know,
You're
to
right,
say
yeah,
to say that it isn't is like foolish. Now they're trying to make him more interesting by having someone else come in from a opposite company, and try and do something interesting rather than allowing Okada to come across stale. They're trying to work with the audience's reaction, you know.
Probably why they went with this semifinal format.
Exactly. So Ishii, he'll probably do fine. I would see Tamatanga doing pretty well. My eye is more on David Finlay because he's leader of Bullet Club. They're probably going to treat him pretty well.
He did make
so I
it to the
could-
finals of the New Japan Cup, only to lose to Sonata. And
Exactly.
to David Finley's credit, he won cleanly all the way up to it. Savage, but cleanly.
Yep,
They're
and
trying
I
to
would-
do something with him.
Yep, and I would probably say he, Ishii, and Tamatanga are probably going to finish somewhere in the 8 to 10 point range.
So one of those three will likely be the runner-up of this block and make it to the semifinals.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
for Ishii, but it's probably going to be Finlay.
Well, I would like Ishii to get his win back from Finley, considering Finley beat Ishii in his opening match in the New Japan Cup.
I mean, that can still happen, but I'm pretty sure David Finlay's going to end up as the 2 seed.
Ishii plays spoiler, just like he did with Jay White, 2 years ago. If Ishii plays spoiler David Finlay, I'll be happy. Plus, that means Ishii gets a chance at the Neverweight Championship, which, in my opinion, never looked stronger unless it was on the Stone Pit Bull.
Yeah, good old Mikey here is yeah, that sounds really good, Mike. You know, like you're gonna do a lot of good moves and a lot of good wrestling stuff. You're not winning shit. Like you're
I
not
mean, it's his
doing anything.
debut, and Mikey Nichols, I mean, half a
Yeah.
TM DK, or excuse me, TM61. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, Mikey, what can you do? And I mean, let's see, Mikey versus Tama, Mikey versus Aaron. I think could be, matches that kind of set the pace for, let's call it what it is, kind of the lower end of this block. And then you have everybody going up against the likes of Eddie King, Shingo Takagi, and Tomohiro Ishii. Again, facing those three men is going to really determine for me at least who could be number 2 in this block, because one of those top 3, I think, is going to be at least one of the 2 seeds to advance.
Man, this whole tournament is just kind of fucked up, bro.
That sounds really good, Mikey.
Yeah,
Mikey.
yeah,
Um,
man, you're not surviving.
Yeah, Evil's gonna get battered in this. Like they don't care about Evil anymore. man.
No, he is
Like, they
there
really
for
don't
comedy
care.
relief.
Get out of our company.
I'm gonna be real.
This is
with
how
you.
it feels. In
Not a
this.
day, go home.
Yeah, like
I'm-
you don't work here anymore. Like we're waiting for your contract to like
When does
finish
his
up.
contract expire?
I don't actually know.
I don't
Like,
actually.
ask Melsa. He probably knows.
Oh God!
But
I don't
last
know
source I
anything
go to is that
about.
guy.
I don't know anything about Aaron Hanada. Aaron, is that how you pronounce it? Hinara?
Hinare.
Hinari?
Hinare. You're good.
Where's this guy from?
So
He's
Aaron
Kiwi.
Hinare, I mean,
I believe,
literally,
right?
he was a former young lion, and he became part of the United. I think he's from Australia, isn't he? From Australia?
I think it's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they had the Fale Dojo.
Yeah.
And then became part of the United Empire, and we've seen how far he has come into his own.
Remember when he was a fucking young boy and like he was this tribal guy and like he tried to fight
Toa. Yeah.
He's from New Zealand.
Remember
Yep,
he was
Toa
trying
Hinare.
to remember when he was trying to challenge a Suzuki during
Yes.
a tag match and he keeps getting fucking bitched out, which is hilarious.
Well, you step up to the king, you see what happens to you. I'm just saying. All right. Either way, yeah. Shingo and Finley are probably the two to go with here to advance, but I'm holding out for Ishii or Tama Tonga personally, because Tama Tonga made the semifinals last year.
I hope Tama Tonga goes well because like I really like they've left him doing not a lot after what's his name? He went to WWE. Carl Anderson. After the Carl Anderson stuff, which was, by the way, that was really interesting what they did there, by the way. Like, he went to WWE, and WWE went, yeah, you can finish up with New Japan. Like, they allowed that to happen. That's unheard of. And people just forgot about it. I'm like, that's incredible. Like, that's incredible they let that happen.
Yeah, just give us AJ Styles one more time. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, please. I'm begging you, bro. Let this man go.
But like, one thing I would say though, during that whole thing, Jack, Carl Anderson passed the torch to Tama.
From teacher to student.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome. Which is like, I love it. 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 Like now the gun's done belongs to Tama. Fucking great.
Yeah. So I feel like Tama Tonga should win this. I feel like they're gonna go with David Finlay.
I'm a call. But I want Shingo to win.
Well, I mean, everyone wants Shingo to win because again, it's always time to go. Casey, any closing thoughts?
Have your ice packs ready, boys. This one's gonna hurt.
It's called impactful for a reason. Then again, Ishii's like, don't give me that shit. I will walk out on my own, even if I'm near dead. God bless Tomoyasu. All right.
Psychopath.
Yeah, but we love this psychopath. All right, let's go ahead to our last block here. That is the D block, and here is your D block, folks. Tetsuya Naito, Tranquilo.
Bro, this whole fucking blog is fucked up, bro. Holy shit.
Wait, what?
This whole blog is fucked up, bro. What the
fuck? Mostly because of the guy in the bottom right.
Don't get me started, all right?
Not even that. It's just who in this block is kind of fucked, bro.
Naito, Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, freaking Yano, Alex Coughlin, Shane Case, and Hiroki Goto.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
Okay. So, first off, Zack Sabre Jr. beat Tetsuya Naito in less than 3 minutes Tetsuya Naito beat Zack Sabre Jr. in less than 3 minutes in last year's semifinals. That sent Zack Sabre Jr. up a raging storm. So I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to try and take out Tetsuya Naito once again and stop him before he gets started. Tanahashi and Goto. Well, Tanahashi's broke Goto's jaw twice. Goto has not won the G1 since 2008. Tanahashi has, I believe, the second highest win record with, I believe, 3 wins or something like that, next to Okada's 4 wins. And like you said, Zero, Naito, Tranquilo. At this point, the only reason Naito's in the G1, he has one thing left to do. He wants to end Wrestle Kingdom after the main event, standing tall in victory with that LIJ roll call. And I believe the moment he does that, he will probably be done with pro wrestling. Because what else does the man need to do? And Jeff Cobb, he literally got stopped by the rain when he literally ran his whole block, but also fell short to Zack Sabre Jr. earlier this year for the NWW World Television Championship. Probably looking for that win back as well.
Ugly ass fucking belt.
Yeah, well, Retro TV, Super Bowl ring aside, it's still Zack Sabre Jr.'s belt, and he's been the champion now for 11 defenses, winning all but one match in under 15 minutes. And all these matches are, again, 20 minutes. So I look at this block, and immediately I'm like, okay, it's Naito or it's Zack Sabre Jr. Because Zack Sabre Jr., damn it, came that close last year to go into the semifinals. This one is all sorts of bizarre when I look at the bottom field particularly. Casey, what's your thoughts on this? Let's start with you.
There's say what you will about the composition of this block. There's more than a few people here who are absolutely out for blood.
Right?
Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., and Jeff Cobb are pissed off at things that have happened to them in the G1 over the past few years.
Or just this year in general.
Yeah.
So anybody who's going up against those three, it's a bad day to be their opponents.
Yeah.
All right. Zero. Now, again, you've been very vocal, so let's go ahead and hear your vocality towards this block. Again, your voice is there, tranquilo. But I don't expect you to be tranquilo.
This fucking block is fucked up, bro. I don't even know
I
how
heard
to.
that so far today.
I don't know, bro. This whole tournament is fucked. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't make excuses. Look how I'm gonna be real. New Japan be kind of fucking up this tournament because, like, I know there's a lot of pure fans who love New Japan and kind of like a fanboy. And I'm very with you. Stop making excuses for fucking New Japan that like you could try with WWE. But like the thing is with this whole fucking tournament, bro, they could have structured the blocks a lot more fucking better. Cause like what I would have done is that I would have put Kaito and Okada in the same block and have that match happen at the end of the block. Well, during the block finals, I would have
final day of block action. I see what you're going for.
Yeah, like I would do that, but the way they structure this shit is so fucked up to the point that I keep saying this block is fucked. Like, this block seems kind of normal, but it's also fucked up too because it's like because you got these random ass group. You got fucking Hiroki Goto, the little engine that could. Then Goto
and Tanahashi have the most history here, though, to be fair.
It's not even
Tanahashi broke Goto's jaw twice.
It's not even that. It's just Goto cannot get his fucking
can't win the big one. It's been the story of Goto since 2008.
He's a fucking loser, bro.
No wonder. Champion.
Yeah, but every time he has one opportunity, he always fucks it up. No wonder him and Yoshihashi are a tag team, bro. They need each other because both of them keep fucking up those big wins. So when they do win, I'm happy. But god damn, Goto. What happened, Goto?
I think Goto just kind of never got that right footing. We've seen how close he's come, but he never was able to make it to that next point or at least capitalize on it.
He goes so far and falls so fast. It's crazy. Then we got Jeff Cobb, the GOAT himself, Matanza Cueto.
Real unit of the United Empire.
Mm-hmm. Then we got the Cyborg. I don't even know who the fuck this nigga is, bro. Alex Cobb.
Straight out of the LA Dojo. He basically has been trained by Josh Barnett, and now he's part of Bullet Club.
You mean kindergarten? Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, whatever you perceive Bullet Club as nowadays.
Then we got Shane Hayes. I don't know. Wasn't him and Mikey Nichols was a part of
TM61? Yep.
Yeah.
They are TMDK. They previously challenged Aussie Open for the heavyweight tag team championships earlier this year. Very game bout. Came up short.
So then we got Zack Sabre. I'm not even gonna go to Toriano, bro. But anyways,
oh hell no! Yano's winning this whole damn thing.
Shut the fuck up, Jared! Shut the fuck up! Hell
wasn't
I want
no.
to
me.
hear it.
I am not
That wasn't
not
me.
here for that.
That wasn't me. That was Jack. That was Kuzon, bro.
Kuzon, I am not here to hear that.
What, you don't want to
Alright?
hear Yano winning?
No, absolutely not. It'd be
Why
the darkest
not?
day in pro wrestling history.
Bro, Toriano.
Yano is
What?
IWGP Heavyweight Champion. What?
Yo, look, Toriano is basically gonna do the fucking Santino Morella Royal Tumble spot. He will be in the finals and
No.
then lose.
Oh,
No, because
God.
like I'll put it to you this way, right? New Japan's a serious company.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be.
I'm not saying for this specifically, I'm talking about Yano just being IWGP Heavyweight Champion in general, right? It would be such a shake-up that they can work with that gimmick of like, you don't deserve that. It's like, how? Like, how did you even get this far? You
know what's
know?
crazy? So like, if you look back at the history of Yano, he wasn't always like that.
No, he wasn't.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So can you imagine if he switch up like that and then end up being an absolute menace in the
Yeah,
tournament?
dye your hair blonde again.
Yeah, try to take a man's eye out like you almost did with Chase Owens over that freaking KLBW title.
Yeah, that
Because
shit's crazy, bro.
before Chaos, or at least at the very, very beginning of Chaos, Yano was a heel, like a
Great bash
solid heel wrestler.
Great bash
Like,
heels,
if you-
yeah.
Yeah, like that man, like
He could go.
did anything to like mess people up. So I could definitely see that working at some point.
He probably can get the better of Alex Coughlin because Alex Coughlin's a hothead. Jeff Cobb Yano last year.
Alex
That's kind of weird.
Coughlin.
In the G1 as well as Lance Archer, which made me quite happy. Zack Sabre Jr. and Troy Yano, they've had their fair share of exchanges, wins and losses in the G1. Naito Tranquilo versus Yanoism. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what's crazy though?
I feel like that would be less of a wrestling match and more of a angle and story.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to like con elbow tie up. They just need to try and literally cause more of a headache to the other.
I look at like the stuff between Kenny Omega and Naito when those two were like messing with each other, spitting in each other's faces, stuff like that. A more WWE Western example would be like the Jey Uso and the Roman Reigns stuff.
Exactly.
Like stuff, that style of like storytelling in a match would work well for that.
And then you got Tanahashi, who is the overall highest performer with 3 G1 Climax wins. And I believe this is his, let me see if I get this right, 22nd consecutive G1 Climax.
Yeah, my dad is a heel wrestler. It's like
Yeah.
best movie going.
We gotta watch that, bro. But like,
Go Ace.
but
Have you ever watched that, Noah?
No, I don't think I have.
It's
No.
from everything I've seen. It's in terms of New Japan developing their own like J drama movie. It was done really well.
Oh, nice.
Tanahashi being an actor is probably something he could probably pursue at some point.
If you ask Tanahashi, there's nothing that the Ace can't do. Iron Will for a reason.
yeah.
Okada is a terrible actor. Awful. Horrible.
I would never put Okada as an actor. He is
Okada
straight
is
up pro
terrible. He's so bad.
wrestler.
But have you seen Okada? But remember the one frame of Okada wearing tights, but that shit was cursed. But
yeah,
like,
Long Boys.
yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, what were we talking about? All right, the D block.
Oh, yeah. But oh yeah.
I'm trying to think who wins.
Well,
But
as
like-
far as two people, I'd still come down to either Zack Sabre Jr. or Naito, just because Naito hasn't had that roll call yet at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh.
Stop at nothing to get there.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so fuck. But okay, so Toriano. Spoiler. That's all I gotta say
By
about him.
name.
But like Zack Sabre Jr. I would love to have him go far, but like we all know, him and that YouTube play button of a belt might
I like
like
that belt.
the belt goofy as fuck.
Different.
Like it's a goofy
Different.
all belt. Like I don't hate it. It's just a goofy all belt. Like in my opinion, Tanahashi, he's past his prime,
He's
and
long past his prime.
I
yeah,
think we all can agree about that, to be
he
fair.
passed his prime, and I'm happy that he's more of I'm gonna get these young guys over. I like I'm gonna make them look good.
He is the Terry Funk of New Japan.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
Who can still smile and walk somehow with knees that are brittle.
My man nearly
More brittle than freaking peanut brittle.
homeboy,
Right?
but homie nearly had the Keiji Muto knees, bro. That shit was crazy.
Homeboy,
Yeah,
homeboy about to have popcorn for knees.
Yeah.
Tanahashi, like his kind of thing now is like he seems to be working well with a lot of the
Younger guys?
like working the New Japan and AEW relationship pretty well.
Yeah, he's reliable.
That seems to be his focus at the moment.
And Ring of Honor, for that matter. Let's not forget, he was also involved in Ring of Honor, taking on Daniel Garcia, and he also was involved in Impact and NJPW. So Tanahashi right now, if Impact Wrestling is the mecca of the shared wrestling universe, Tanahashi's the beacon to that shared wrestling universe right now because, like you said, he is that reliable, whether all together with Japanese promotions or here on the Western front. He's a guy you can really depend on.
Yeah, like I really think, like in my opinion, I think he works well as like the guard that like try to make the younger guys a lot more fucking good and start because what he did with MJF, what he did with everybody else, he played well with freaking Kento Miyahara and Kaito. So it's like I love to have him just there, just to be there, pull like the younger guys and actually just be fucking helpful and shit. Cause like with him now, he's not how he was like fucking years ago. He's now more like he's more older, wiser, and a lot more, yeah. So
Right.
with him being that guy to like help out with the newer talent, the young boys and shit is fucking good. And he's probably gonna go far because you kind of need him a bit, still need him till this day.
One of the highest win records next to Okada in G1 Climax history, based on performance alone.
So like him being in the tournament is good, but I'm kind of scared. Then we got the final guy, Naito.
Tranquilo.
I kind of wanted him to have one last hurrah before he goes and shit. And
why is everyone leaving New Japan all of a sudden?
No. I think Zero.
They got sick of trying to climb the mountain.
Yeah. In that spot one more time. But this time, literally get to do the one thing he has yet to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what I mean is more like either him retiring or just being how Tenzon is. Tenzon and Togi Makabe just be there.
And usually Nagata, of course, who is Triple Crown All Japan champion.
I think he lost the title.
Did he lose the title?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
I didn't know that.
While we're talking about old champions, I'm actually shocked Satoshi Kojima can still wrestle.
Right?
Kojima.
Lariat.
Golden Lariat. Still hits strong.
That man went into the first ever Wrestle Kingdom as the IWGP champion. That was 17 years ago when he is still going.
That's
at 52
crazy.
years of age.
But okay, so Yuma Ayogagi, fucking Christ, I can't pronounce this nigga name.
It's all right, man. Just try your best.
Fucking Yuma Ayogagi beats Yuji Nagata.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had an upcoming match with him.
He beat him 5 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
At Blue Justice, though, still, of course, like you said, God in the next generation. You talk about the young generation, the upcoming generation. There's really only one person here that dignifies that, Zero. That's Alex Coughlin.
Because, bro, Alex Kaufman, I don't even know shit about this motherfucker, other than that he looked like a goddamn Dan Severn clone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
IWGP Alex Kaufman
yes,
doesn't really have a ring to it.
No, not quite.
he looks like a fucking Dan
I mean,
Severn.
yeah.
Isn't he also part of the War Dogs?
Yep.
Because I know he was known as the Cyborg because he looked like a fucking
Android.
whatever they fucking call it,
Yeah.
Android. But like he just, I didn't even know a lot about him. Other than that, he just looked like a fucking. He looked like he looked like Dexter Loomis, bro.
He kind of does have that, especially with the wide-eye vision he's been using lately. But yeah, Alex Coughlin trained out of the LA dojo. He basically went through what he called the Coughlin Open Challenge, and he literally endured fights against Josh Barnett, JR Kratos, and Tomohiro Ishii, which is why I think him versus Jeff Cobb is going to be a very pinnacle match for him here, because that's going to be a real test to his strength. But yes, he is now part of Bullet Club as part of the War Dogs, and he and Gabriel Kidd are currently the NW Strong Tag Team Champions.
Anyways,
So that pretty much gives you a bit of a summary right there. He also was
Yes.
involved in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport against Jon Moxley.
oh, that's also. Man, that's sick. I gotta see that.
It was a hell of a fight. Jon Moxley won, but still, Coughlin gave him a hell of a fight.
Yeah, who doesn't give him a fight?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, Zack Sabre Jr., Naito, I think that's going to be pinnacle. Tanahashi and Goto are always going to hate each other's guts. Jeff Cobb, like you said, bitter chip on his shoulder, out to prove a point. Looking for that victory, especially against Zack Sabre Jr. Now he's got 20 minutes trying to do it versus 15. So those top four definitely got to be your considerations to take this block, but only two can. I'm holding out for Naito as definitely one. The other three are completely interchangeable for me.
Yeah, cause like I'm gonna be real with you, bro. This whole tournament is fucked. Like-
seems to be your tagline of the night.
Bro, cause like this tournament, I want to go back to 2 blocks, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's
I'm
fair.
tired
Again,
of
there's a
this
lot of
shit.
names that you're like, why are they here? But it is more of a debut level field than experience across the board. But as far as block subs go, you almost kind of have like a predictable, this guy's going to be definitely one to win it. The other one's more of your suspension of disbelief as far as who is runner-up in it.
I want unpredictability. Not
You don't get that a lot nowadays.
Yeah, because like
you don't get a lot of that.
Because I want to be like, oh shit, he might win. Oh shit, he might win. Oh wait, what? He lost? Oh shit! Like I want I want unpredictability when it comes down to tournaments. Because having just like predictable bullshit is fucking annoying, bro. Like it's not bad all the time, but it's just I want to just watch the fucking tournament and be like, oh cool, man. I want him to win. Oh my
Right.
god, he won. He's going so far. Ah shit, he lost.
He
But, like-
lost. It's over like that.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it's one of those things where suspension of disbelief could be key, and that's kind of why I do these little bracketology things. It's more like a open forum to chat about and stuff like that. And again, we know this year they're going to do a quarterfinal and a semifinal format. Quarterfinals involve the top two of each block going in action as thus. The top of the D faces the runner-up of A. The top of the C faces the runner-up of the B. The top of the B faces the runner-up of the D. The top of the A faces the runner-up of the C. The winner of those 4 matches, respectfully, will face each other in one-on-one action, where 8 becomes 4 and 4 becomes 2. And, of course, the winner will be determined at Ryogoku.
no, this all fucking.
So we'll find out soon enough who's born in the ring to be grade 1, and will it be Okada matching Shono? Because I almost wondered, would they actually go that route, or would they surprise us? Or could we get a first-time ever winner finally not necessarily for New Japan Pro Wrestling? Can Will Ospreay actually do it? Can Zack Sabre Jr. actually do it? Can Kaito Kiyomiya actually surprise the hell out of all of us and do it? Will Sonata be the first one since, someone could fact check this for me, I think early 2000s, to not only go in as champion, but run and maybe win the whole thing and dictate his own destiny for Wrestle Kingdom? Will be an all former LIJ sub going to Wrestle Kingdom? So why the tournament as far as the blocks go? might be a sense of predictable from the top two you think that might come out of each block going towards the quarterfinals. I do think, Zero, there is some sense of unpredictability towards who could actually win this. And I think that's going to be the real carrying point of this year's G1 Climax. But personally, I hope this is the last time they do the 4-block format, because I always will be 2-block format traditional, which is why I'm looking much more forward to the G1, the 5-star Grand Prix, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah.
Like I will say this though, it's just the fact how the only unpredictable blocks is A and C, because you don't got like the most predictable winners from B and D. Because I know A is more, it's more for young boys and shit. Then
Experience. It's going to be the experience block.
yeah, like then
First
then
time
we
experience. Excuse me.
then we got the Gaijin block, which is basically C, which is basically just just mostly Gaijins and hard hitters. So those are the only two fucking unpredictable blocks that I see, other than fucking B and D, which is fucking disappointing. But yeah.
All right. So good closing thoughts there.
Mm-hmm.
Kuzon, what's your thoughts toward this G1 Climax and the blocks? And do you share a similar sentiment to Zero, or do you have your own take?
I'm trying to think like what they would do leading into Wrestle Kingdom.
Which of course they did make it official. The date will be January 4th, per the usual. Wrestle Kingdom 18.
Yeah, like if Sonata is going in as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, I don't know what the best fit for him would be. Like looking at the list of these guys.
I have an idea.
Go for it.
Tranquilo.
That does seem to be the go-to, because he literally beat Naito not only in last year's G1, I believe, or the year before, excuse me, but also literally he beat Naito in the New Japan Cup and then said, "Bye, see ya."
Yeah, right.
Sure.
So it's almost like Sonata's position as champion dictates this year's G1 Climax winner, in your opinion, Kuzon?
I would like to see Sonata win, just to put him over more, because he's had the title but he hasn't had it for like a long time yet.
A little over 3 months, I believe, after winning Sakura Genesis.
How many title defenses has he had?
He has had 3 in that period.
Yeah, so like, and those matches, like that includes
Hiromu Takahashi, Yota Tsuji, Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, that includes the Jungle Jack Perry match. Like after that match, he needs something to give him a good like kick up the ass, because that Jungle Jack Perry match, I don't know what they were thinking with putting him up against Sonata.
Character development. Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, but like, what does that do for Sonata? Like,
nothing.
That doesn't
I'm just
help.
saying, nothing. It was an AEW agenda.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like AEW should have the mentality that we need, because this is their title, this is their story. You know, in the same way that they are being fair by bringing over Tanahashi to go up against MJF.
Yep.
So now what Sonata needs to do is he needs to bring his stock back up. And like it would be cool to see him win the G1 and then have him predict his own future. So I would like then for Okada to come over and be like, hey, if you want to be taken seriously as the IWGP heavyweight champion, you have to, kind of beat the man, and Sonata be like,
didn't I already do that to take this off of you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, have Sonata just be like, I don't want to face you.
But I'd say Sonata, though, could be the one that dictates, I already beat you, why I need to beat you again. So I kind of understand where Kuzon's coming from here. Almost like Rick Okada looked like You need to be humble to me. I am the champion. I beat you finally. So
Having-
I kind of
having-
understand where you're coming from here.
Having a scenario change and the atmosphere change that Okada isn't the one that's in charge of the situation to do with the IWGP Championship. Being told no, like you're not getting what you want just because of your status.
Just because you're
Like
Okada,
that doesn't work anymore.
you don't own the world anymore.
No, you don't. Like you're not the leader of this company anymore. And he's like, well, like I'm Okada. You know, I've been running the company like since I got here. It's like no.
Just 5 guys gonna change.
Like look around
everything.
you. Like you don't have Gato around you. He doesn't see anything in you anymore. You know, you don't have a title around your waist anymore. You have guys coming in from other companies, from Pro Wrestling Noah, starting fights with you that you're not even accepting. Like, what are you doing?
And to be fair, he also ate a piece of humble pie. When you think about Okada's outlook this year, I'm above and beyond all of these young boys, but I was not above who you might as well say maybe is the best wrestler this generation, Bryan Danielson. He made me tap out.
Yeah, so like that's a great story for Okada, and being able to blend that into Sonata's situation right now and have
Okada
Sonata
might now be going in with a bigger chip on his shoulder than we think, by the way, because he hasn't tapped out since 2015.
I think Sonata could probably gain a lot from that story going on, and saying no to Okada so many times, and then having Sonata trying to search for his opponent. While Sonata's walking and running around trying to find a good opponent, you know, while he was playing through matches before Wrestle Kingdom, Okada's right behind him yelling at him, and Sonata's just like, no, dude, like I don't want to, like I don't need to fight you. It's like that's old news.
Like, how bad does Okada need the championship or need to beat Sonata? Like, what does Okada need to prove here after losing to Bryan Danielson? And how does that build towards his journey in the G1 Climax? It's a very interesting narrative to try and spin into this tournament to maybe, again, this might lure the yield to not only Okada losing 0 on the G1, but further Okada's dark character development. Casey, what's your thoughts towards all of this?
There's actually something else I'd like to bring up.
Go for it.
Kuzon, you were talking about wanting Sonata to win this G1.
Yeah.
If I'm not much mistaken, that is not an outcome in G1 history that has happened very often, with the champion winning the G1 and getting to determine his opponent for Wrestle Kingdom.
I think it's only happened once in the 33 years.
You need something to freshen.
Let's check out.
Yeah, go ahead and get the fact checked on that if you want, because I figured it has happened at least once, but I don't know necessarily if the champion went so far to win the whole thing and dictate the destiny. Again, Okada, he was unstoppable going in as champion 1 year, and then he met one person that stopped him dead in his tracks.
All right, I found it. So the only people who won the tournament while holding the IWGP heavyweight title was Keiji Muto and Kensuke Sasaki.
Oh, okay. Keiji Muto. I did forget about them because Keiji Muto, he won the G1 back way in the day. I didn't know he won as champion.
I know, right? But yeah, so like
wrestling genius.
So I would say this though. So okay, I will be happy if Sonata wins it. Like if he wins the whole thing, and actually gets to pick his challenger, and I would do what Kuzon said. What have Okada just be a fucking dickhead and a bitch about it, saying that, hey man, you gotta beat me, and then Sonata like, no, fuck off, bro. But
and if you're not gonna do that, have Kaido win.
Now that would be a shocker. I mean,
you have a Pro Wrestling Noah guy coming into New Japan.
Technically speaking, Keiji Muto was Pro Wrestling Noah as well, but he was New Japan Pro Wrestling. He won it, but that would be a first. I mean, Kazuya Nakajima was previously involved in the G1. He didn't win it, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him back in here, but that's a whole different thing. But that would definitely send shockwaves through the Japanese wrestling scene, if nothing else.
That's what I mean. Like, if you want to make an impact with what's going on in wrestling, and obviously Japan seems to hold their own with their own. They don't really associate well with Western companies. If they want to have their own version of the Forbidden Door, like they seem to be collaborating a lot more, and it seems to be serving them well. So to be able to build on that relationship as a business, I believe that having that conflict within the rosters would do them a lot, because you have a guy who's waving the flag for Pro Wrestling Noah, and Pro Wrestling Noah seems to be doing really good numbers as of late. They seem to
Yeah.
have a very good image. I
Kid
am
Kabuto
a
definitely helped brought that company up. Thank you, Wrestling Genius. Since then, especially.
I've got no interest in New Japan at the moment. Like, I know that sounds like cruel, but like I
I don't
have
think
no
so.
interest.
There's so many options anymore. I don't think that's a cruel take.
I'd much rather watch Pro Wrestling Noah, because they have a lot of like good stuff going on.
M1 Victory, of course, coming up, and as we saw, Keno abolished Congo, and we have Axis reunion right now, and Jake Lee is currently leading as the GSC Heavyweight Champion.
So I would say that if New Japan want to do a brave move, having that story go in where they have Kaido go up against Sonata, and or have Sonata win and then pick Kaido because he wants to get at Kazuchika Okada, that would probably be the move. Again, that's just someone who hasn't really caught up with what's been going on. But the one thing that has kept me like finger on the pulse has been the feud between between Kaido and Okada. So I feel like that would probably be the way to go.
I feel like if nothing else, they should just book Kaito Kiyomiya versus Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom and see if Okada can beat Kaito on his own turf. Or does Kaito literally do the same thing while Okada takes him on his turf and embarrass the Rainmaker? It feels like to me that Kaito Kiyomiya versus Kazuchika Okada needs to be run back, though, if nothing else.
Yeah, because, like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, New Japan, to me, they be bullshitting a lot, bro. Because, and
like a Bullet Club.
Yeah, because, like, the thing is that, like, I haven't been too invested in, like, a New Japan, like, a lot, because I kind of not only burnt out, but my kind of spirits kind of just, I just got sick and tired of fucking New Japan. But it's like they be going through the same fucking well and get the same exact shit. But like, I think when I first watched New Japan it was because of Kenny Omega. Like he got me
I think
into
that's a lot of people, especially here on this front. That started
now I'm just seeing the whole thing go by. Till I'm just like, they're not really giving me anything interesting lately, which is fucking sad. Like they could use this G1 to make something a bit fucking great. They got their new three musketeers, good, because
two of them in this block, by the way.
Yeah. Well, three, because Shooter, Ren, and Suji.
Oh,
but,
excuse me.
Yeah, but
yeah,
but they actually got a really interesting story with a Kaido and Okada. They kind of missed the opportunity to put them in the same block, but I feel like if they ain't gonna go
match for a bigger occasion,
I feel like leaving it and letting it stew is probably the best idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think the biggest story out of the B block is going to be Ospreay versus Okada, because that was last year's final. If Ospreay beats Okada, I don't think Okada's winning the G1 this year. If nothing else but Ospreay beats Okada this year, I think Okada's officially ruled out as a winner.
Because, like, I think it's time. Go ahead.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say that would probably tip Okada as well, and kind of like lose, because keeping in mind that's when Ospreay kind of turned heel. and it was on Okada. He's been betrayed that much. So to have these little things happen to Okada, where over time he's losing it, like he's losing grip on control over a lot of what's happening around New Japan.
The mountain is
Yeah.
crumbling.
Yeah, like the one thing I would say though is that I feel like the one thing that will make this better is if Okada don't win the G1 and it's somebody who is like unpredictable.
So not somebody necessarily from New Japan itself, but still as a first time, like not necessarily somebody you think, oh, okay, yeah, they're really good, but I've seen them in the finals before. Like when you think like unpredictable, like Zero, let's just go ahead and just explore your minds. Who would you want to see win the G1? Keyword want. Like you said, unpredictable. Who do you want to actually see go all the way to the G1 and win it, if not be a part of the finals? Because while there is a small list of people that actually won the G1, there's an even smaller list of people that actually made it to the finals that we thought should at this point.
All right, so here's some of the guys I want win the G1. All right, that I could probably see winning, not like who I really want to win. All right, what I can see winning is either Sonata, Kaito, maybe Shooter, or Suji, maybe. I don't know.
So you want to see like one of the Three Musketeers maybe make it to the finals, if not the semifinal?
Yeah. I would say Will Ospreay because he could fight against Big Break.
Right.
Kenta's not winning the whole thing. I wish, but oh well. Shango maybe, because you gotta have some sort of I think Shango will probably be a good winner because LIJ history and all that stuff. Naito will be good because not only he's going to go up against his former LIJ member, but Naito wins the title to the LIJ roll call. Sanada's going to be there.
You wonder if Sonata would actually be a part of it.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool.
In retrospective.
Yeah. Who else I can see winning? That's pretty much fucking it. Because like everybody else, I don't see fucking like either winning the whole thing or people might get the Cena wins LOL moments.
Fair enough. Casey, what's your suspension of disbelief while we wrap up here? You got a lot to take in after what Zero and Kuzon brought to the table. What are your expectations as far as who you want to see maybe make it to the finals, if not actually win the G1? I mean, again, Will Ospreay, he finally made it to the finals for the first time ever. Came up short. But who could maybe get in that Will Ospreay spot? And if not just in that spot, who could win this thing? What's your biggest expectations of who you hope could literally lead this G1 all the way to the finish line? That's not named Okada, apparently.
Yeah, right. Well, there are definitely people I hope make it, and they are Ospreay, Ishii, the Three Musketeers, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa.
Oh.
But as far as who wins it, it's down to Sonata, Ospreay, and Tetsuya Naito. And I really want Naito.
I think a lot of people at this point just want, because again, the only thing Naito hasn't done, that roll call at Wrestle Kingdom to close out the show. I think if he does that, he's fully done with his career. Because there's nothing else beyond that he hasn't done at this point. Or I feel that at this point that he wants. I feel like until he gets that, he's not going to be done, or he's not going to be done the way he wants to be done. So that's kind of my yes, Zero.
Okay, so I think his last thing on his bucket list, because he did accomplish
getting that win back against Keiji Muto.
No, not just that. He did accomplish holding the Intercontinental belt and the heavyweight belt
True.
at the same time, so he could finally have that closure of that damn IC belt taking his main event. So this is probably his last thing he ever want to do before he turned into fucking Makabe and them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the last day of block action here. Tanahashi and Naito. That literally could be a block determiner. So, yeah, there's a little bit of special disbelief as far as who takes these blocks now that they've given the opportunity towards not one person each block, but two people. So I'm very optimistic for a first-time winner. But as far as, previous winner, it has to be Naito at this point. It has to.
If not, it's gonna be who, but I'm trying to get rid of that bad juju.
Yeah, Yano's going crazy.
I know, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't wish that in existence.
Hey, Yano's gonna be crazy. That's some bitch.
Please let Yano play spoiler for Okada.
That should be fucking.
If it's Yano and Okada in the semifinals, fucking
It's like
hell.
the Silent Hill 2 dog ending. It's like, that's crazy.
God. And that could actually happen, possibly. Because, look, one of the semifinal matches could be literally the top seed of B block versus the second seed of D block. God help me.
Yano main about to go crazy under some bitch, bro.
Hell no. Do not let that be the damn semifinal match. Oh, God. Well, that being said, we'll find out soon enough who is born in the ring to be Grade 1 as our opening day starts July 15th. And it's headlined by, Ren Narita and Shota Umino, two of the very Three Musketeers themselves. And the other of the Three Musketeers, Yota Tsuji, takes on the former GHC heavyweight champion, Kaito Kiyomiya. Second day, of course, will headline by my boy, Stone People Tomodachi, looking for that win against David Finlay from the Japan Cup. And Tetsuya Naito takes on Jeff Cobb in a Wrestle Kingdom rematch where Jeff Cobb, he's pissed off and is going to do everything possible to get that win, while Naito, as usual, tranquilo. And sometimes these first 2 days is all you need towards really setting the pace and giving you an idea who could go all the way, at least in this case, to the semifinals. Now they added this extra echelon towards the tournament finale. Either way, I'm going to be watching this with, some interest because, again, 4 blocks is fucking overkill. But I'm hopeful to really see some surprise upsets and a lot of the debuts. Let's see you show out. Don't just be here because it's a spot. Really prove yourself. Show your fighting spirit. All right. Well, I think with that being said, that pretty much sums up some pretty good, compelling thoughts and some critical takes, but very fair as well on this year's G1 Climax 33, where we'll see who was born in the ring to be Grade 1. And will it be the same old story? Will Okada make it a three-peat 3 times a year, 3 years in a row, and become a 5-time champion like Masahiro Chono? Will Tanahashi get his 4th? Will Naito get his 3rd? And will we actually get Naito versus Sonata? Can Sonata make history and run his block? Can Pro Wrestling Noah take over Wrestle Kingdom main event? We'll have to see soon enough. But it's been a good chat, boys, and I really appreciate y'all's time. I hope everyone appreciates the conversation, too. Before we conclude, let's go ahead and plug some stuff and anything else on your mind, New Japan, Japanese pro wrestling, or just life in general, too. Kuzon, been a pleasure. I guess the next time we reconvene, if we are conscious enough, will be around the finals. But until then, anything you want to promote, where we can find you, any last thoughts?
You go first, Bucko. You're on the top anyways.
Yeah, so on Twitch, by Lord Kuzon. We've been doing like Japanese watch parties.
And back at wrestling.
That was kind of like a one-off.
All right.
So we've wanted to go through Melsa Monday, Melsa Monday is basically watching through a bunch of 5-star matches and determining whether they deserve it or not. Which has like a negative connotation to it, but like it's more a case of like
how do the ratings hold up to this day?
He
Yeah,
has no
speaking of-
criteria for his ratings unless it's Kenny Omega or the Elite at this point.
Well, like I watched like an interview with him like just before this. I think it was with Chris Van Vliet, and he was like,
yeah.
"Oh, like a 4 point, like a 4 3/4 match is the same as like a 5-star match." I'm like, what? It's like, you know how understand how numbers work? Like a A ranking is not the same as an S ranking. That
That's
doesn't.
inequality right there. This number does not equal this number.
This is the same as this. Like, why? All right.
Ay.
No, but like a lot of the stuff we've been watching is a lot of like All Japan. It's a lot of Masawa. It's a lot of Giant Baba.
Rest itself.
It's there are like a few of the modern stuff sparsely put in there.
Some Stardom, I imagine.
Yeah, we actually watched a lot of the All Japan women's matches with Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
All of those matches that we watched,
Ooh.
apart from one, was incredible. Like All Japan women's, like I didn't realize how good women's wrestling can be.
Manami Toyota, man, the original Black Widow.
The Tanaja
Like-
Kong, baby.
It's nuts to see how ahead of the game that they were. And then you see companies like Stardom and Tokyo Joshi, like all these like companies that have taken that and they've kind of divided it into a way that kind of makes sense in the same way New Japan kind of structures their like companies. Like
their
the
partners,
stables.
Sentai
Yeah.
Girls, Color, Providence. I mean, freaking Zuzu Suzuki. She came on the scene last year in Stardom, and boy, is she impressive. I actually am rooting for her to go far in this year's 5-star Grand Prix, if not win her block.
While we're on the topic of Joshi wrestling, I recently learned of a pretty iconic heel from Stardom over the past 7 or 8 years.
Who?
Does the name Kagetsu ring any bells for you?
Absolutely.
my girl.
Former leader of Oedo
Well,
Tai. I
she's
was very
passed now.
sad when she retired. She and Jungle Kiona had a hell of a feud.
Yes. Kagetsu, and props to her. She is now transitions, which is pretty awesome. It's cool. She's a he now, but Kagetsu is really like, I don't know. When I first saw her, I was like, those are some cool ass pants. Let's go, bro.
The attire versus the actual athleticism.
Look, like you say, you a who the fuck's not gonna do it? You a simple guy. I can be at times, and I'll be right back because I heard some knocking. I'm about to get my fucking Glock.
Kagetsu is the one that got me into Stardom. They were the first person that I watched with Stardom, and I was like, you are my favorite wrestler in this whole company. This was before I actually watched Hana Kimura. So like Kagetsu is always the one that always seems to be the one that I go back to. So to hear like stuff like Kagetsu like being like trans, that makes so much sense to me, especially with the fact that like the way Kagetsu looks. So I'm like, okay, cool. That just makes sense aesthetically, not just with how you're feeling. You look like a hard ass. So
she gotta get her a
You
blood drawn.
go along with it.
With the blood
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Well, that's fair. And again, Kuzan, appreciate it. Maybe we'll get a summary. Maybe we'll come back also and take a simple take even with the finals of this year's 5-star Grand Prix. Again, last year was Tam Nakano and Julia. Julia won the fame. Tam Nakano is the current World of Stardom champion. Congrats, by the way, to Mirai, who took the white belt off her and is now the Wonder of Stardom champion. I hope she can handle the emotional distress that title puts on everybody that holds it, just as Saya Kamatani.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with the 5-star Grand Prix as well. Personally, I'm holding out for Micah. I think she deserves it. Casey, always a pleasure, my friend. Anything you want to pop about and where we find you? What are your last thoughts?
If nothing else, we've established that this G1 is probably going to be a car wreck.
Yes, it is.
Whether or not it's a beautiful destruction or
It doesn't matter whether or not it's beautiful. That's the thing about car wrecks, train wrecks, anything like that. If they're of an especially brutal nature, you can't look away.
Well,
and
the
you are
C
not
block
going
is
to be
gonna
able
have
to
it.
look away from this G1.
The C block has us covered, if anything else.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as plugs, you can find me on Twitter at ctroop19, YouTube, Luke Lynch, subscribe to Insanity Works Incorporated, and on Twitch, Luke12 Lynch. I know I haven't done much lately there, but that's basically because I'm waiting for the rest of my voice to recover. I probably sound fine to you guys right now. There's a small transition that sometimes you used to be able to hear whenever I would go from mid-range to my upper octave.
Right.
That particular part of my voice still has not come back yet. So
That's fair.
waiting on that before I get
It
back
was my
into
Final
the...
Fantasy streams.
Final Fantasy 16 coming out before we know it.
Final Fantasy 16 is already out, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
girlfriend keeps asking me to like find her somewhere that can like she can get a PS5. It's disgusting.
You don't got enough PS5s over there?
No what? Well, my girlfriend's American, so
Oh.
Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
There's enough PS5s, I think, nowadays. I haven't heard of storage about them. But
Which,
anyway.
by the way, you mentioned your girlfriend. Can we also mention the big positive that is hopefully to happen for Kuzon in the near future?
oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Wow, what's the big thing that's going on with me?
All right.
So apparently, as you told me, like, I don't know, a week and a half ago, apparently he's applied to North Carolina U.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, I want to work on filmmaking. I definitely have been inspired a lot by like J dramas, and that seems to be something that they have like a good hand in. But not just that, I would like to eventually, as it sounds so carny, I would love to work a lot more on the media side when it comes to wrestling, like the Dark Side of the Ring stuff, the Tales of the Territories, WWE, even inside of WWE, like they do their WWE documentaries and stuff like that. I find that stuff so fascinating.
Really
And
peels
then
back
what?
the curtain.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of that can be used to tell a lot of the inside stories and stuff like that. I want to eventually get into that, and like I feel like to really give it my all, going to America is probably the thing that I need to do.
That's fair. I wish you all the best in that pursuit. As somebody that's played Ghost of Tsushima in black and white on their PS5 with only Japanese audio and subtitles, I can definitely get behind the theatrics when it comes to their way of a filmmaker. Still one of my favorite games of all time, by the way.
I still need to play that.
It's a good game.
Casey!
I do own it. I do own it at the very least. I haven't gotten around to throwing it on yet, though.
Still sealed in the wrap.
Still sealed in the wrap. I buy everything digital, man. I don't even buy this anymore. Digital's the way to go.
Oh hell no, dude! Physical copies all the time. Come on now, I
Right.
need something to look at on my shelf.
I got no
Exactly.
reason to share a shelf of games anymore. I stopped that after I went from PS2 to PS3.
Nah,
Oh
man.
wow, you got in there early, damn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But anyway, that's a whole different story and different side of me for another day. Go check out Button Smash to hear the gamer side of me while I'm trying to wait on Hades 2. That being said, Zero, what is this tournament? It's a tournament. Just like the M1, just like the M1 Victory, just like the 5-star Grand Prix, just like Dragon Gate's doing, just like AEW is doing with Flying Tag, just like the Owen. What else is going on tournament-wise, or is that everything? Okay, I think that's everything at this point. Zero, always a pleasure. I know we'll, of course, reconvene on a Spark, but in the meantime, anything you want to promote, and we can find you.
Look at my fucking name, Zero Channel dash Zero. That's where you find me, and it can also a color TV. There's a certain just go to my Zero channel to actually find the right color TV channel. So yeah, but right now I'm on break of content creating on my
Good for you.
on those two channels because I was literally losing because I was literally losing my fucking mind. But but yeah, so yeah,
Did you just put out a
and
new episode of Pride recently?
yeah, Prior 5. I've been doing Pride for 5 years, bro. That's crazy, bro.
That's commitment right there.
Yes,
I will say with the Fire Pro content, and like usually, as ironic as this sounds, usually like car wrestling usually isn't taken as seriously, but like Zero does a lot of like creative aspects using the game, especially with how like as much as there is a good creation inside of Fire Pro World, it is limiting. And like seeing what Zero has like created using it, I'm like, how do you even make this work?
How do
You
you
know,
conceive this?
there's a genuine story like being told between each episode.
Hey, well, I mean, a wise man once told me that worked in the business itself, not even in CAW. It's not hard to book; it's just hard to finance. Hello, Jeff Meacham.
but but yeah, a Pride 5, which is basically saying I did this for like 5 years, because like because Pride is basically a thing I do uh um uh once a year on June.
Hence why it's called Pride.
Yeah.
I mean, about to say it speaks for itself. Please continue.
But it's crazy because it started from like a whole LGBT type event to like just one of the biggest things I used to do. Well, I still do like to this day. Or like certain feuds, like I'm certain feuds across paths, certain dream matches, and all that stuff. It's basically my version of of um of a Forbidden Door. But yeah, so yeah, that's out. Crazy as matches, and yeah, and one thing I also want to plug is I'm going to try to find a way to watch the upcoming Noah show, which has two of my boys in the main event, probably
I'd say that. Go ahead and talk about that because you shared that with me.
Nakajima versus Kenta Miyahara.
Someone's getting knocked out.
The history behind that fucking match is crazy. If I remember correctly, both of them was in All Japan.
All Japan.
Yeah. Then like Nakajima left. He went to Wrestle One. Then to Noah, leaving Kento behind. So that's one of the main histories. So that's gonna be kind of fun. So I'm going to watch that shit. I might also make Noah watch that shit, maybe with me or not. But
It all depends
I'm
on
gonna
the
tell you
timing and, of course, access to the service.
yeah. But I'm gonna say
First
this though. I'm not staying up all night for that shit, bro.
I'm say you're gonna stay up all night for it, because you realize
hell
what time
no.
it's at, right?
Oh hell no, bro.
That's that be commitment, but also, dude, you need sleep.
I know, right? I need sleep, bro. But like, yeah. And before I forget, because I kind of want to say this on Spark, but I did look into the history behind Eddie Kingston and Claudio.
Ah, Shikara. Please, dude. What's your yes? We talked about.
So here's what happened, right? At Chikara, they had a few matches, against each other.
Yep.
And then the last match was about if you lose, shake the winner's hand for our respect. Yeah. So this is the key point. At the time, Eddie was a heel. Claudio was the face.
Yep.
Claudio won, but the match was but from what I was told, the match was fucking good. But Claudio won. Eddie refused to shake his hand because he basically called him like a snake and all that shit. He just basically don't trust you, and etc. Thing. So when he said that, Eddie was right. because Claudio turned on Chikara to join this one faction, which is a heel faction that's trying to take over the whole base, the whole company. So Eddie was right. She never trusts Claudio. And then that's when Eddie turned face and Claudio is the heel. They, went back and forth. Then they had their final match that Eddie was about to win, but to some fucking bullshit interference, Claudio won, and that's where it was left off. They never had a match until years later, till a Ring of Honor. So I see why. So I see why Eddie is how he is with Mox and them. So I do get where he's coming from because Claudio is a snake. So yeah, a little bit more lore.
Well, again, there's a reason why he says you roll with that scumbag, and Eddie Kingston is not going to get past that. Why John Moxley right now is waiting for the Mad King to answer his phone, while the Mad King will be busy, of course, in this year's G1 Climax, and I'm sure all of those are going to run ahead. Plus the aspect of John Moxley even saying, I've been WWE champion, I've been AEW World Champion, heck, I did CCW even, but I haven't been IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And that kind of interests me. So don't rule out John Moxley showing up again, the boogeyman, New Japan Pro Wrestling, the challenge for that title. And yet, to think, he never faced Okada one-on-one either. What? All right. Well, thank you for that, Zero. I appreciate all that. And again, folks, hope you enjoyed the conversation, the retrospective, the takes, both critical, funny, analytical, and all that stuff in between, too, as we do this on an annual basis. First time we did it with 4 people. I think this has been a rousing conversation. If y'all need a bounce, I'm just going to do the simple close, but I'm also going to say this. Shout out to the other wrestling companies we know that are hosting their tournaments, including Stardom's 5-Star Grand Prix. For those that don't know, there are your blocks. They do a Red Stars block and a Blue Star block. And the opening bouts will be contested with Red Star, concluding with Tam Nakano versus Saya Kamatani, and Julia versus Sarah Inouye. Apologies if I screwed up any of those names. Shout out to Atami Hayashita, who would take on Mina Shirakura, but also who apparently is now finally venturing beyond Stardom stateside to the world of GCW and the land of hardcore, taking on Billy Starks. The Queen of Roses now is moving all over the world. I need her versus Jamie Hayter. Just saying, run Stardom back. And also, of course, Pro Wrestling Noah has their upcoming M1 victory. They also have their 2 blocks set, as you can see. So we'll see what happens among both of those tournaments as the summer professional wrestling tournaments across the globe seems to be culminating. This tournament will, of course, start August 6th, while the 5-Star Grand Prix starts July 23rd. And, of course, the G1 Climax starts July 15th. This summer is going to freaking kill me. I could already tell. But
yeah, it definitely will.
That's all right. I've survived worse. I've survived more crazier, critical, wild situations than this in all things wrestling. That's why I create ATW. And shout out to producer man who Kuzon. You were very critical, by the way. If you want to say something, he's probably in the comments. Thank you, James, by the way, for that intro. Yes, the intro did work out.
Yeah, this is what I look like, apparently. Yeah. I am pyrocynical,
I got nothing on that. All right. Well, anyway, thank you again, folks, for tuning in to this simple bracketology on D1 Climax. Again, you want to know more about me? Know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it!
Damn it!
But I
The next time this nigga yells, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him. But
virtual slap.
Again? I just got out of the hospital, asshole.
Yeah, about to say what?
Nah, man.
Anyway.
Nah, man. I'm talking to both of y'all.
Oh, there you go. 2-on-1 handicap match waiting to happen. Mortal Kombat 1. The Link Way versus.
You'll be the hot tag.
Special ref me? Sick.
Yeah, that'll definitely put butts in seats virtually. Anyway,
you'll be the hot tag, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, the technical guy. Anyway, find me if you want on the Twitter. Find me if you want on the Twitter.
No, it's the Bad Bunny of the group.
Am I that? I don't think I'm that really talented. Shoot, Superman don't sing, Superman does commentary. Find me on the Twitter and YouTube. Primarily, I am Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to the entire ATW family on the Twitter, and other social media platforms. You can check out that podcast, and we're going to do another crossover with the rundown soon enough. You can find the entire playlist on my simple YouTube channel. It's all underneath in Foster 1916 because I keep it simple. Find me, Zero, or Olin, or James, or who knows who else might be part of the conversation as we always plug in to all things All Elite Wrestling. Weekly with AEW Spark. Stay tuned for the next episode, whether it's Sunday or Tuesday. That's yet to be determined. You want to check out the Saturday night shenanigans that JJ Williams hosts? Check out Open Mic Night every week, of course, across the Jet Vision Network multiverse of media. Me and JJ will get together to do a simple take on Money in the Bank, and I gotta say, damn good PLE. WWE, you're actually doing stuff right to a degree. You still can't do women's tag team wrestling worth of shit, but at least you're trying on other aspects. Go check out our Watch Along coverage if you want. We recently did that. And speaking of Watch Along coverage, my voice never gets rest because everyone's going to try and kill me. I'll be covering the SmackDown from MSG and Rampage 100 tonight. Live commentary across Jimmy's Network Multiverse of Media. That should be a fun time ahead of next week, where, of course, I'll be involved in the predicting and covering Slammiversary, where, of course, we will have Nick Aldis versus Alex Shelley and the virtuoso Dion Purrazzo versus Trinity as our headline matches, amongst so much other stuff. As the summer of professional wrestling continues, stay tuned for all the Simply Predicting going forward, and more will be added, I'm sure, too. And we will come back together, at least me and Casey will, for the G1 Climax final. And whether we're critical, whether we're excited, whether we're cynical, that remains to be seen depending on the final two that come to Ryogoku. But for now, as always, I'd like to include, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support without respect to our protect your mentality too. Treasure your families and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to, wow, this went a lot longer than expected, but there was good sub-tangents, so I don't mind it. Another rousing conversation on G1 Climax. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell to know this video goes live on demand on this channel. Hit the subscribe button. Help me keep growing this YouTube community. I assure you, my creative passion, and as long as I have breath in my lungs, my voice will not let up anytime soon. On behalf of anybody who's a fan of pro wrestling, Japanese professional wrestling, strong style, King's Road, anything else in between, on behalf of Catboy Kuzon, What Is This Tournament Zero, the Wrestling Encyclopedia Casey Gallagher, I am the Simple Man. My name is Noel Foster. Thank you once again for tuning in. We'll see who's born in the ring. I'm ready to go back to sleep. So until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. And thank you for tuning in to our simple bracketology of this year's G1 Climax. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Arigato.
And fuck off.